Hey, look that recording.
Yeah, recording.
Oh, hey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Super Fun Time Japan Time.
No.
Episode
Iggy's the one that's recording.
7.
Iggy's the one that does the intro
To be
this
fair,
time.
You know you're muted, right?
This is being recorded on 11/24/2018 at 9:06 p.m. Per Iggy, this is Super Fun Time. Yeah, per Iggy's request, I've said the name of the podcast and the date the podcast is being recorded on in the podcast, and per my own visions to spike Iggy in every way, shape, and form, I said the time of
that
the
doesn't
podcast.
spite me, though.
Podcast.
That's just more information. I'm not spited
Fuck
by
you.
that.
You know, Iggy's the one that's recording, so he should have done the intro.
I've recorded
Well,
the podcast
no.
before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
It's
only
just that
not always. Nick's never nice.
Like, he records it as a backup just in case, like, something
Sometimes
goes
when
wrong
I'm
with my
given
recording.
fucking information ahead of time to do it, anyway.
Yeah. Like, if there's power outages in the area, I say, hey, can you please record?
We have
As
yet to
well.
lose a podcast, I believe. Come to think of it.
That is correct.
We've had enough backup. Oh yeah, but
Don't
I've
jinx
had
it.
I've had a few scares, but for
yeah,
the
I'm
most
so
part,
scared of losing like 3 hours of this.
Yep.
I am,
Anyway,
especially the anime homework,
Yeah.
man.
fucking
I mean, not
very
this
quickly
anime
though,
homework.
very
I could
quickly.
do
Roll
that, but
call.
Nick or Super. Nobody calls me Super.
Iggy the alien. I lead many armies.
Ian, ASP Ian, also known as just ASP or just Ian.
I'm Mega, the Canadian that's just here.
And the fucker who didn't say anything is Chris or Gamer Pie or whatever. Also, the reason I'm not recording this one and it's Iggy instead is that my graphics.
You may be able
like,
to hear why.
I was playing. Yes, I was loading up El Dorito, which is a Halo Online thing. It crashed my graphics card, and graphics card no longer works, so had to get a new one. It actually arrived today. It's a GTX 1070
Don't
Ti.
believe it's fair
Yeah.
to blame.
Yeah, does that mean that your rig is inferior to an Xbox?
Xboxes have the red ring of death. What are you talking
That's
about?
not equivalent to what he just asked.
Not anymore. That was a long time ago, motherfucker.
I've never had
Oh,
that
you
problem
lucky motherfucker.
when it comes to the ring. Well, granted, I got my 360
have that
originally later
problem.
on.
Also, he was talking about the Xbox. He didn't specify which one, just in general.
No, even the original Xbox, I haven't had
I
that
feel like
happen.
we're on several different things here. I think he was asking about the whole fucking computing power thing.
Wasn't that a problem?
Graphics. Is it? Is it better?
Wasn't it only a launch problem for the Xbox 360?
Not really. It continued.
I do
It
not
continued.
remember. I think it was a firmware issue.
It was shit.
I think it was only only in the beginning of the launch though. Like they came out with
Yeah.
new models. It was fine.
Might
Oh
have
no,
been.
they
Don't know,
continued
though.
to red ring.
Anyway, that's why I'm not recording the podcast this
I
week.
don't think. Also, I don't think it's.
And why I probably sound worse
It's not
than
fair
usual.
to. Actually, no. The reason you sound worse than usual is because you're using a bad microphone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that helps. Like, I didn't bring any of my stuff back with me to home because I'm at home right now because Thanksgiving, woo woo. And because, well, it was, down for the count. I didn't think I would have a computer to be able to do this. But luckily, there is a computer here, which I was able to pilfer and bring to my room to be able to do
Corrupt.
this. Yay. I mean, it now has all of my it has all the important
That
programs.
everyone else would view as
that I
malicious
need
firmware.
to use. I mean, SSH Bitfies isn't malicious. I mean, it can be.
It can be. It just feels whatever it's feeling today. Also,
I say it can be because you could SSH into a bad server and then run a command and then you're done for, kind of.
fucking. I don't feel like it's fair to blame El Dorito for what happened to your graphics card. I feel like that was just a you problem.
I mean, it would eventually
So
have
what
died
you're
out
doing-
anyway, but it was specifically El
You know,
Dorito that ended up killing
I've
it.
had this computer for like 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, but you're mixing
It's not had that problem.
correlation with causality. Didn't cause it.
I mean, I had my graphics card for 7 years,
Didn't
so
you, like,
it lasted me
I'm
quite
pretty
a
sure
while.
It burnt out some other time while we were talking.
What?
Yeah, I remember
You
that
fucking,
too.
your whole computer blew up, didn't it?
That was CPU
Nah,
motherboard thing, not a
Point being,
graphics
your
card.
fucking pieces.
Like my my graphics card has been the one thing I haven't updated in my computer since the beginning. And now it's upgraded, so, or will be tomorrow anyway. I'm going back tomorrow, so whatever. Yay. Like, over the years, I've upgraded to an SSD, motherboard, CPU, monitors, HDMI instead of a
Nerd.
VGA. Or not VGA, but but basically, it's just been the graphics card that hasn't been updated. And because I haven't needed
You haven't needed to.
I've still been able
You
to play
really
all the
couldn't.
games.
You could.
Aside from
You
Monster
could
Hunter World,
fucking look at that game.
yes, I had to neuter
Hell,
the graphics
fucking
of that just a
1080s
bit.
had problems with that game. Everything else was like, good luck. Why would you do that to yourself? Oh, speaking of that, we fucking.
But hey,
upgraded
now, like-
Lunastra.
Definitely play that. Yeah, Lunastra raid.
Oh, it's not a raid, but Lunastra got introduced into the game as a new permanent monster. And then there's a new Winter Festival coming out in like, what's the date today?
24th.
6 days.
24th.
Winter.
Exciting.
And it's actually coming out on time for PC for once, which is weird.
Wow.
They caught up.
Oh my god.
Did we already go through all the events that console has had?
We didn't get the summer event.
I mean, that'll happen during summer. I guess.
Yeah, they decided not to fucking just like
That's the only one?
jump us with all the events. We did get some of the other stuff, like we got the Mega Man Palico, we got fucking some of the fucking weapons, like the Wyvern Ignition Blade, which is the rocket-powered great sword. But they're still adding in shit.
Rocket-powered greatsword. That sounds like it can
It
only
goes
go
really well,
well.
because when you're like true charging and shit, it fucking flares up and it looks really good. It's great.
Mm.
Kloof Tariff was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that raid. But yeah, that's it for Monster Hunter. Still playing it. You guys still need to finish it.
All right. Well, now I'll have no incentive. Anyway.
Now you'll
so-
have
yeah.
no incentive? What?
If there's nothing to do with the
Fucking-
game, you'll have nothing to do.
Right.
There's always something to do.
You always just go in and fucking kick animals until they die. Be those weirdo Japanese people
Why
who
would you
literally
kick
fucking
animals?
beat Rathalos by kicking him constantly. For like 2 damage.
Isn't that a 50-minute thing?
It should be, I think. I don't know.
Then how the fuck
Someone
did they
does it.
do that?
Fucking, it's not enough.
I mean, I thought they would run
It's
out
not
of
enough for
time.
people to fucking just be good at the game. They have to fucking excel. Fucking overachievers.
Welcome to high-level competitive play where people are off the handle. All
Luckily, there's no competitiveness in Monster Hunter. Just salt.
Mm.
Speaking of
salts.
competitiveness, fucking, it's time for Fire
Oh,
Emblem
Lord.
Week, boys.
Wait, that early? We haven't even gotten to the
Did
weeks
anything
yet.
even happen?
Sometimes
What
they
the
do
fuck
it
are we
early.
doing?
So we got the first 2 focus banner, which is cool. I got an Ophelia on it, so I'm super happy. Oh, I finally got a Lucina, by the way. Like, OG.
You said this last time.
Or, did I already talk about that? I already talked about that.
Yeah,
Kind of weird. Anyway, nothing really new has happened aside from that 2 focus banner, but we got into the second week of Ether raids, and holy crap, is it fun to play!
it's really nice. It's
Yeah.
like, unlike Arena punishes you because it's like, all right, so basically you wanna get high, you wanna score high, fuck
Blaze
you,
it.
use armors. That's it. End of this. That's the end. That's the be all end all of Arena. You run a 4 armor team.
I mean,
Or no,
they also changed it to have that one unit be the bonus unit, or you only get extra points when you use a bonus unit. So that fucking sucks because, well, you have to get the kills with that bonus unit. So all that investment you had for killing no longer applies, unfortunately.
yeah, but you know what they did? They released the best armor cheerleader in existence. Fucking.
Just imagine a high school with an armored cheerleader. Full fucking plate and pom-poms.
So they released all the axe armors are actually pretty great. And this one just fucking says fuck you, fuck your shit, you're dead.
How vulgar.
And what if you just take 20 damage by being near me and also take a -4 to your stats?
Oh yeah, Surtu's fucking... Like if he just goes in
Guess
solo,
what?
he's just sort of good.
You're gonna see. What are the high level teams running? Oh, they're all running +10 Surtur. Yeah, figures.
+2 focus banner makes him super easy to +10.
Does.
Hmm.
And
So-
does.
So Ether Raid's super fucking fun. I've been having a lot of good plays. Like there was so for those uninitiated,
Everyone.
Ether Raids, you build your own castle. Your enemy builds a castle type esque thing.
Right,
And you have to-
Fire Emblem's now a base builder game.
Yep. You have to defeat your opponents as well as a side objective, kill some ether pots so that way you can play more. And the high end metagame is so much fun, man. Like I've had so many like good plays where I've outplayed somebody by repositioning over like a tile or just kiting for a while, or my favorite one so far has just been trapping their last ranged unit so that way I can easily just get to the ether pots behind. And I've also been seeing a lot of different like defense positions. Like there was one where someone set up it looked very unassuming to begin with, but one of them had Veronica, and Veronica can skill inherit Restore Plus, which gets rid of debuffs on allies. So normally for your opponent to be able to do things, you have to interact with them in some way. Like you get into their threat range, or you attack them, or you deal damage to them in some way. But this also applies for debuffs. So if an enemy is debuffed and you have some way of and they have some way of getting rid of the debuff, then they will start to move. This Veronica had Restore Plus, which gets rid of debuffs. So she undebuffed and was able to get a fucking Halloween Jacob into threat range for me. Luckily my Xander was there, so he didn't die to him. But that was a really cool Ether Raid defense that I found. Razzle Dazzle's pretty easy because Gron Raven TA, and I have a couple of those. Oh, you also get to go in with 5 different teams that you can have for different situations. Like one team I have is just with a bunch of pass on them. Like I have a fear, and that's just for like shenanigans where some people are dicks and they put their one ether pot behind a wall, and then they have a 1 unit and only 1 unit with obstruct. So that way you can't get to the ether pot. So that way it stops you from playing more. So to deal with that, I added in a unit with pass. Or I have a couple teams with a Versa on her because if I'm facing cavalry and they have buffs, then the debuffs on them is going to be super powerful. And other such intricacies with different teams. My least favorite thing is probably the defenses and how you lose 80 lift every 20 hours essentially. Because like you can just barely outstretch that if you like play perfectly. But it's also getting to the point where ether is becoming more scarce. Like for me right now, it takes 57 ether to do my next battle, but you only get back 50 per day. So that means you have to kill a couple more ether pots to be able to continue playing, which kind of sucks, but oh well. I'm currently at rank 2313, by the way.
But you also can play for free once per day. So you don't have to.
Right, you still get a free play per day, but still, like since you lose ether every 20 hours, you can't outpace it if you only get 1 per day.
It's almost like it's designed to keep you coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Scare system.
Gearbox?
It's a fun.
Screenbox is something that's supposed to like make you come back for more.
Screenbox or Gearbox? I can't tell what you're saying.
I think that's Skinner box.
Skinner box.
Oh. So I don't know what Borderlands has to do with this.
Yeah, no.
It's a fun little addition.
I've been facing a lot of plus 10s, like level 45 star plus 10s. I have 0 level 45 star plus 10s, so I've had to outpace them in other ways. Like
You have no 5-star plus 10s?
I do not have any 5-star plus 10s. Do you?
What are you doing? I have one. I only have one.
Okay. Like
I only have the one, and it's really helpful. Surprise, turns out.
I have the feathers to plus 10 anyone I want, as long as I have like the 4 stars or 3 stars to upgrade. But like I haven't really found anyone that I want to plus 10. I'm sure I could with like an armor or something. But
There's you can't go wrong with an armor. I mean, you don't really care about arena anymore, so there's no point in investing in armor. They're low.
yeah. Like I don't even care to try and get into tier 19 anymore. I just hover between 17 and 18.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a pain in the ass. It's the same with Arena Assault. Like, I get the fucking daily rewards for it, but otherwise, like, it just sucks. So, I don't bother.
You just just play it to get the rewards and fuck it. You'll get something out of it. No, don't aim for the top. Top is ass. Top is full of whales.
And as a free-to-play player, can't really deal with that.
Can't compete with their fucking 5-star plus 10s of every season ever.
Mm-hmm. Answered her.
But really, 5-star plus 10 is really it helps a lot. It also it's nice on units who are just like general purpose units that you can take and put into anywhere. I only got the one though, and I have.
Who's your 5-star?
I only have one. I have Camilla.
Like OG?
Axe Camilla. Yeah, OG Camilla.
Why'd you plus 10 her?
She has a nice general. I don't know. She has a nice general stat. She has a nice general stat spread, and it just helps a lot. Oh wait, no. And another thing is her axe. Her refined axe is
okay for flyers. All right.
She just has enough bull. She's just good at because her stats are just evenly balanced that she can honestly play however you build her.
All right, yeah, I can see that.
And so just she has her axe. Yeah, no, that's why.
All right.
The only other that I have a lot of is like 5-star plus 4. How am I supposed to beat this content? Alright, Nino plus 3 damage.
I think that's about it for Fire Emblem. So, yay, Fire Emblem Week.
Yeah, there isn't shit.
You're welcome.
There wasn't. I mean, the only other thing that happened was they did tease book 3, and that was. And
who likes to read?
That's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, eh. That's just their.
I mean, it's coming. That's basically it.
Yeah, but they had the little promo. They're like, hey, look, look at the Aether Raid thing. Oh shit, Sharina's looking sad. Now we're gonna fucking tell you about book 1. What happened in book 1 and 2? Surprise, Sharina's sad again. But no, it's happening. Who the fuck knows? No one's gonna die though.
Someone might die. You don't know.
I mean, if they're gonna go to hell, then they're just gonna be brought back
hell,
by the
Jesus.
End. I mean, it's heavily implied that we're going to hell in the Z log.
Well, probably a fucking.
Death doesn't stick in the Fire Emblem universe now.
Oh, it's like Dragon Ball.
Oh no, they died. I'll bring them back in like 5 days.
Or just, reset your cartridge. Oh, hey, they're back. How'd that happen?
You gotta stick with the deaths. You gotta throne breaker that shit.
Throne breaker?
Every time you make a decision.
Save states then.
It's a fucking they could. I wouldn't want to figure that out though.
So if we're done pre-gaming, curator, do you think?
I'm not even tipsy yet though.
So let's see what our neighbor to the north is doing.
What's it like in fucking
Well,
Tiffland?
No, I actually forgot about that whole conversation. So when it comes to work, so from this week to till at least Christmas, I get overtime work.
You mentioned this,
So yeah,
yes.
more money from me.
Oh, you get time and a half? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Man, no, you could do. You could put more money into fucking carts instead of your computer.
Well, for one, Christmas has to come first. So I need to buy presents for my niece and nephew.
Oh, never mind. You have no money.
one.
Never mind. You have no money.
Well,
Uh-huh.
no. I'm looking around. I have a few ideas,
Yu-Gi-Oh
but
cards.
on the no,
Get them
actually,
indoctrinated. Make them waste their money.
no, actually, well, is there anything coming out for you? No, well, there's a special edition thing coming out next month, but I normally don't get those, so I don't have anything Yu-Gi-Oh to buy next month. So next month is technically a time I can save money, and with time and a half, I get more money in the end. So that's actually pretty good. But speaking of money, while I didn't buy anything on eBay, there were some Steam sales going
Yep, the
on
autumn sale.
for some of the
There was a
games.
Steam sale.
So I did buy a couple things, and in total, I actually did spend less than $10. So, although for that I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 games. 2 was actually before the podcast. So I got Pixelman, Downwell, which I'm
I
currently
know
playing.
that one.
Deep Space Waifu because
Because Rage Quit, right?
reasons. Yeah. Big Trip Runner, which is actually a series that I'm enjoying. Spaceport Hope. And I got one of the things I got for sale was Worms Revolution.
Is that the 3D version or 2D version?
It's the 2D.
Okay.
Is that like the latest one?
No, it's one of the older ones.
Yeah, it's the one me and Iggy
I have
have.
3 Worms games, a lot
Yeah.
of them. So,
But yeah, it does say that both of you have this one. So technically we could end up playing Worms eventually, even though I stuck at it.
it's Worms.
I did update my Salaman Great deck online, which Chris witnessed firsthand.
Surprise, trains can do shit.
Yeah. So technically I'm still playing Gundam 2, but I'm now to the point where I'm getting tired of trying to unlock everyone. So for now, I'm gonna say I'm done with Gundam 2, and starting tomorrow night so far, I'm probably gonna resume playing Borderlands. See if I can finish that one. I'm doing that tomorrow, so I'll mention that in the next podcast. Pretty much other than that, well, I did watch the anime Thursday,
Yep.
but other than that, it's pretty much just mostly work because with the holidays coming, work has been getting a lot more busier. To the point where there are actually some days we've finished half an hour later because there was still like a whole bunch of boxes coming our way. So it's mostly been work that I've been stuck doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I wish I could say other things, but no, I honestly can't. So it's pretty much been boring for me since the last podcast.
All right. What decks you been playing? Yeah.
Decks? Pretty much I've been using Salaman Grades a lot more because I'm trying to learn like stuff I could do in my opening hands when I don't have like Salaman Grade and Mir or a couple of other stuff. Which honestly, the way that I built the deck, there is a counter trap I need to add and find a way to fit in though. But the way that I built the deck with all the effects that all the cards does, I don't have one card that's not a Salaman Great card in my main deck. Because at this point, like there's cards where I could just send to the grave and then get it back to my hand eventually with like Salaman Great Falco or just something else. So I've been learning. It's pretty much that, just learning. Like if I don't have a mirror, how I could potentially get a mirror later on to help out, or if I can't
Moonmere
What?
or Mirror Force?
No. But yeah, it's pretty much that. I've learned that people have been mixing prank kids with Thunder Dragons
How?
because of well, for one, I think it's the Thunder one. Kind of can work with it if I recall. If I can find it, hang on. Actually, it's not the electric one. It's a one that's not in the deck in my build yet, which is an earth. Well, it's a rock one, which banishes a card from your hand. And with like the Thunder Dragon monsters, if they end up being sent to the grave or banished, they gain a specific effect. So people have been able to find tricks with that. But yeah, it's mainly been Salamand Greats though. That's like the deck I'm more focused on currently. I wish I could say that I've gone back to like trying to finish Destiny Heroes or Neospatians, but no, Salamand Greats. Although I did there was that one deck that I made just for fun, that Life Point deck that I made.
Oh, the fucking Arrow Mages?
Not well. Those I've had since they got released online. At least I don't have the deck finished in real life. But when I made that Life Point deck, I did realize that Savage Strike. In Savage Strike, they released a continuous spell that every time your opponent normal summons a monster, I pretty much gain 300 life points. So my Aroma's effects would all trigger at that point. Instead of like just waiting till my turn to find a way to gain life points. So it's at least like it could speed things up a little bit, but Aroma still need things to help. I do actually want to try to go back to my Sandframe deck because they have that new Link monster. So I need to update that a little bit.
I don't keep up on any of the new Link shit.
As I mentioned before, like pretty much the first thing I do when I wake up is I literally grab my phone and I look on a website just to see if there's any Yu-Gi-Oh news. At this point of the month, there isn't really that much, except like every Wednesday, while there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh episode that comes out, it's always like, here's a new card that's coming out. But every time it's like the month is half done, then there's like just a whole bunch of news, and that's when like I get happy because then it's like, oh man, they're just gonna show so many things.
For no other reason than to spite you, just suddenly switch to Pokemon.
I mean, Pokemon Showdown.
No, not Pokemon. Pokemon TCG.
Well, Pokemon. No, the thing is, Pokemon Showdown isn't the like based on the card game. It's just based off the game. There is a thing.
You know, Mega.
There is a thing for the Pokemon trading card game that is for the PC though. I know because I played that a little bit with Yonza before. Like I know, I still remember how to play the Pokemon trading card game.
I never learned.
Okay, but why though?
Because Pokemon was one of the things I loved watching as a kid, and it was the first trading card game that I actually learned how to play. Well, that's mainly because I played the trading card game, Game Boy game.
Did a Game Boy game for
I
the
actually
trading
do have
card
that somewhere.
game?
Yeah, we end up getting one, but in Japan there's a sequel, which that's actually kind of pricey if you want to like complete in the box. So I'm not gonna be going for that anytime soon.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
But no, if I won the
I'm imagining you just
honestly,
spent 75% of it on buying
I never
old
thought
games.
about that. Well, obviously there would be buying of some games, but I wouldn't blow all my money on it. Like I'm not gonna like talk to you guys of like, so I won like $10 million and I blew it all on video games. Like no, I'm not. I
What
wouldn't.
you could though is the thing.
I could. It doesn't mean that I would.
Bro, what?
Like,
I would limit.
Just get Nintendo Championship Edition and fucking.
Yo, he fucking He wins.
Dude,
he wins
most of it.
He gets like $1 million, and then like he spends it all on like collector shit. And at the end of it, we're like, "Oh, that's really cool that you got all this shit." So did you upgrade your computer? And he's gonna be like, "No."
I went through $7.2 million.
Well, here's the
I didn't
thing.
think about it.
Here's the thing. A lot of people tend to like quit their job after they win the lotto, or they just end up winning a whole bunch of money. I honestly would not. I would still go
You
to
think
work.
that now because it's your normal routine.
Uh-huh.
As soon as that normal routine stops, though.
I mean,
But
when you
here's the
can
thing.
fund a different routine, why wouldn't you? That's
But here's the thing. I actually do like everyone I work with.
You,
So it's not like I go up to everyone and be like, "Fuck you guys! I won the lottery. I quit." No, I
like
would
you're
still
not
want
at
to
a
work
point
with
where
them.
you would immediately go into work, shit on the floor, and then quit. But you fucking quite honestly, most people
Well, you
would
know,
quit their job
when
even if they
something
think they
happens-
wouldn't.
No, well, if you think about it, like depending on how someone ends up blowing the money that they win, at one point they eventually ran out of money. They don't have a job.
It's really hard to blow that much money.
Yep.
Well, that depends on how you end up doing it.
It's not.
If I got
'Cause
that
some-
money, I'd probably
Well, if
take half
any-
of it
if
and just
you
like
go
invest
in-
in something.
if you-
Granted, I don't know how to
If you have the
invest.
money and you're concerned about ever running out of it, and you're slightly any amount frugal, it's pretty hard.
But that's the thing. You have to think like, I have all this money. I can't spend it all. I need to like save some money, or like Ian said, invest it into something. And
Actually,
hopefully that's-
actually,
and
I
hopefully
remember
that
hearing
doesn't crash.
something. Actually, I remember talking about something similar to this to someone at work. They said, first thing you do with that money, get a lawyer, then invest it.
Yeah, someone made a Reddit post about what you should
Yeah.
do if you win the
Yeah,
lottery.
fucking Reddit. It's
First thing, get a lawyer.
why.
Make sure that nobody else finds out about it, because then they're gonna be fucking you up for it.
Well, apparently there's a thing where you can say if you want to announce
you can
that
fucking
you won or
have your
not.
emininity, but fucking why would that fuck you up? Like I understand if you have like a spouse who's on the fucking breaking
Because then
point.
people will try to because then people will try to find you, and probably try to rob you or something or.
I mean,
whatever.
that is one thing, sure,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
one
mostly
thing.
all the people you know who you have a tenuous connection with will come out of the woodwork like, "Hey, buddy, I
And
heard
that's
you
when
won the
you say
lottery.
fuck
That's
off.
great. Why don't we hang out a bit?"
You see, that's like
Uh-huh.
And then they could potentially
I
ask you
thought
for
about
money.
this, but that's a non-problem
Yep.
for me because I've
Can I borrow $1,000?
I mean, it's a non-problem for you, but most people are like, "Yeah, sure, I got the money. Why not?" And then they slowly start to realize that the more they give money to people, the more that they're actually
there
screwing
was a
themselves
SpongeBob
over.
episode about
Because
this.
if you give them money, they're gonna want more money.
SpongeBob taught me about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all depends on like the people you hang out with, how greedy you are. Like,
I mean, it's not even a matter of greed. It's a matter of people fucking
Being greedy.
It's a matter of their greed, not yours.
Well, no, I mean for your greed on how much you're gonna spend on
How
stuff.
much
for
you're gonna buy
yourself.
fucking esoteric fucking Power Rangers games from the 80s that are only available in fucking like North Korea.
Like, even if you want to, like, give some of the money, even if you want to give the money to your family, you need to make sure that you have no, like, you need to make sure that you don't have access to it ever.
What, the family or the money?
Like, the money, because at the start you say, "This is how much I've allotted for you. This is what you get," and you put it into like investment accounts or like a college fund or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you have to limit yourself on how much you're going to spend.
No, you have to limit
Yep.
yourself to how much you're giving to people. I mean, that's technically how much.
Well, yeah, well, obviously, yeah, you have to limit that as well.
Spend it all on bitches
But basically,
and booze.
lottery screwed over many people's lives. You need to be smart about it. If you're not, then you're just gonna die. Essentially.
Yep.
Both mentally and sometimes physically.
Yeah, pretty
I would
much.
probably buy another like monitor or something. I don't know.
Honestly, getting a second monitor would be something I would buy if I won the lottery. I would probably buy a second monitor and a better computer,
fucking one of those things more important.
like right off the bat. and then I can finally be like, "Hey guys, I finally have a better computer now."
I would finish school, invest it, and then just continue doing what I'm continuing doing right
Sucking?
now because that's fun.
Watch anime.
I mean, just being on my computer because that's my main goal in life, to be on my computer as much as possible.
I realized now that I have like a good computer, 3 monitors, I don't actually need anything else. Like, there's nothing I want.
Actually, let me ask you. Let me ask you guys this. Let's say if I did win the lottery, and then there's one day where I tell the 4 of you that I would literally buy a plane ticket for the 4 of you, so we could hang out and film at least one podcast like in person.
Nah.
That'd be pretty cool to an extent, but you're still
but-
a lot older.
What does
It
that
would probably
matter?
be better if you flew down
Wait,
to
why?
here, because
Or-
then you wouldn't have to buy a bunch of plane tickets for us.
Yeah, or I could just
See,
fly
like,
over there.
You don't
Like,
even
hey
have
guys,
the money yet,
I'm
but you're
coming to hang
spending
out.
it extravagantly.
No, it's a what if I'm mentioning.
One plane ticket to Phoenix. Yeah, man, that's so much money.
He probably,
I mean,
you know what?
we
He
found
probably
this
buy
out
first
a little
class.
while
man,
ago.
He spent
But
like
apparently-
$200 to fly down here. Fuck,
Does
that's
it really
so
cost
much money.
$200?
Apparently, I live like 10 minutes away from Chris or something.
Oh, go
like
stab
that.
him.
Yeah, no, you're really close. You're really close.
Yeah.
Although I'm not at home right now, so don't-
You know, I'm gonna reply to my friend. And I'm gonna see how much it would cost to actually buy a plane ticket to go hang out with you guys.
A lot cheaper
Typo.
than getting all of us to go to you. Also, I'm pretty sure you're far enough away that you have to take they have to do a layover flight.
Oh,
aka
that
you have to
changes
take two
everything.
planes.
No,
It depends on
no,
where you're in
it,
Canada.
it just depends on who you go with, because sometimes you just go straight to the place. Doesn't matter.
Like, you can go Arizona to Chicago in one flight, and depending on where in Canada he is, that shouldn't be
Toronto.
much further. Is he
I-
actually
Actually, you're not that far off.
Calgary, Alberta?
Here we go. How do I
No,
get to
no,
Toronto?
now that's
You see, we don't.
like literally. Iggy mentions a place in Ontario, and then Nick goes to
I don't
like
know the
Alberta.
provinces.
I don't know my Canadian geography. I barely know United States
I know
geography.
more European geography than I do fucking American geography.
Like in that place between Texas and Florida, like that alley up to the north and of the United States. That's just a clusterfuck of different states.
So you don't know where Louisiana is?
No.
No,
Okay.
Hmm.
do you do?
It's somewhere around
Somewhere.
there, actually.
Mm.
In between Texas and Florida, I mean.
But do you know where Florida is?
Yeah, that's southeast of
Are
on
you
the
sure,
United States. Yes, I am.
I mean,
Because
Canada,
that's also where a bunch of tornadoes and shit happens. That's also fucking I forget what it was. It was like Disney World is there?
Isn't that
I
Florida?
know that Disneyland's in California. Disney World is Florida, Disneyland's California.
What about fucking Disney Desert?
Isn't California also? Isn't California also like massively on fire right now or something?
Well, mostly.
It's at I thought last time I checked it was at 95% containment, the campfire.
You mean
Do
wildfire?
you think anyone went up to that
It-
fire and started singing the campfire
It's the
song?
name that they gave the wildfire, Ian.
Sit around the campfire and sing our campfire song. CAMPFIRESONG song?
Yep.
But it didn't work. That didn't help. But someone did it.
Alright, so thanks to Google, I found the flights from where I live to Phoenix.
Does it cost an arm and a leg, or just an arm or a leg?
Honestly, not that far off from 200 at least. The lowest would be flying with United, which is $356.
Blah.
And it's like 7.5 hours flight. The most expensive that I can see on here is with Delta with $567.
They probably have nicer seats.
Is the cheapest Southwest?
South by.
I don't.
Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, let me just press on this and see. Oh, there we go.
Because my family typically uses Southwest when we go to the East Coast.
What does the East Coast have to matter with this? He's North.
WestJet.
Well, we live in the southeast, don't we?
We live in
Oh.
hell. That's all I know.
That is also accurate. It is also accurate.
Not really.
Air.
Not
California.
particularly. Like, there's no fire and brimstone here, so.
It's called sand and
Yeah,
cactus.
California.
And heat.
The
Most
sun.
heat.
Does it really matter to you though? You stay inside all
It
your
gets
fucking
hot
life.
inside.
What the fuck does it matter? It gets hot inside. Man,
Honestly,
it's bad everywhere.
Honestly, the only time I go outside is to go work.
I don't go outside. I haven't
Most
seen
of the
the
time.
sun since I was a boy.
I usually take like an hour or so, like, jog for exercise.
Treadmill, motherfucker.
Otherwise, don't go outside.
Like my reasoning,
I go-
my reasons to go outside: work, pretty much 5 days a week, and going to see my niece and nephew. Which the reason why I came back early is because they were sick.
Photosynthesize.
And sometimes on Sundays I'll go see a movie in theaters, depending if there's anything good.
Hmm. For me, I'm typically only outside if I'm doing yard work, which, granted, my parents have me do quite a bit of. Yeah.
Good talk.
So technically not that expensive. With how much money I get paid, like I could technically just use that to go see you guys. Because I average my paycheck's like $400 and something
A month?
every 2 weeks.
Place.
Although my last paycheck and my paycheck up to a little bit after Christmas it's going to be more than that with all the overtime and everything. Like, what was my last paycheck?
$350.
560 something.
Oh.
Yeah, boy.
And who knows how much my paycheck's going to be next week with the little bit of overtime I've done already. Oh, actually, I was asked if I want to go into work Sunday morning.
And do you?
And by Sunday morning, I mean like around like 3 or 4 a.m.
Oh.
So like in a couple of hours. I would have gone in because, time and a half overtime, but I would have no right to get in.
Hmm.
And pretty much
You don't
everyone.
have like fucking Uber up there?
You could rent a
It's called
car.
Uber, eh?
Like,
Renting a car would not work because I don't have my driver's license. Because honestly, I prefer walking.
Holy God,
Places.
how old are you?
It's not that. It's not that. Fucking that people don't have driver's license. The only
No, there's a lot of people that don't. Like I know a lot of people that don't, and they just take the bus. And
Yeah,
I'm in my very early 30s, by the way. Like honestly, all the places that I really need to go, for the most part, I can just walk. And plus, it's at least exercise.
Cardio.
Like the only time, like I could technically take a bus to work when I start in the afternoon, but walking there, I would have to leave like hours.
You know,
ahead.
this would be a good discussion to have with you. I just thought of something I've been thinking about recently. You live your own fucking independent life, I think. Do you do your own cooking?
Kind of, That's actually an interesting topic, actually. Because the thing is, even with my age, I technically still live with kind of my mom, although my mom's mostly at my grandma's because of how on and off she's been for a while now. So technically, I live with my stepdad. My stepdad is technically how I get to work. Beforehand, my mom was one of those moms that's like, "Oh, you're hungry? I'll make some food and everything." So
A mother.
for the longest time, So for the longest time, I actually didn't really make food, unless it was like a bowl of cereal or
It's
something.
not making food.
But well, it's making something. But for a while, I want to say almost a year now, with my mom not really being home, I've been making my own stuff. Although not like fancy stuff, just like a pizza in the oven.
Pre-prepared food.
Yeah, pretty much.
As I say,
So I'm working my way up, you know. Sometimes like I'll make like a salad or something, then I'll just add something in it just to see if it works or not.
say because fucking, I went through something recently wherein I'm fucking 21 now, about to be 22 in like a month, and my family's like, "Oh, fucking, how are you gonna live on your own? Don't know how to fucking do anything." So they had me fucking start cooking and shit.
Oh yeah, no, I've had that situation happen a lot.
But the thing is, with like cooking,
Wait, they expect you to like move out of their house
Probably.
at some point? Man, that's gonna be that's
No,
that's
like
something.
I've actually had that happen a lot because like from Monday to Friday I work like at least 3 hours, and I get paid like actually there was just recently for us a pay increase, so 15 something, and I work for 3 hours from Monday to Friday, so it's kind of like a part-time job that I have. So I've had my stepdad and sometimes my mom just talk to me. It's like, why don't you try to get a full-time job and stuff like that? Like, get more money, then you can move out and stuff. But honestly, it feels like with the overtime that I started doing, I'm learning more things to do at work. So I feel like I'm being prepped for something.
maybe.
And I don't know what that is yet.
Fear
Or
for
they're
the
just taking
future.
advantage of you, and you not asking for money will just make them like push more responsibilities onto you.
Well,
while
no,
at the same time not giving you
no.
anything else.
The thing is, I've talked to my boss before. Well, the boss on my shift, about like if he ever needs someone to come in early and stuff like that. That I would be willing to come in because it's a little bit more money for me and it would help out.
Yeah, and they asked you. They're like, "Hey, Sunday morning," and you were like, "Nah, bro."
Well, no, it actually started before that because there are some times where my boss got called in early because there was a shit ton of stuff to do, and he asked me to come in like an hour early, an hour and a half early to like help him out, and I've been doing that from time to time, and it wasn't until this week on Monday when I got into work early, and as soon as I saw my boss, he said one of the higher ups wanted to talk to me about something. In my mind, I was like, I know I haven't done anything wrong, so this is probably something good. And that's when they asked if I wanted to stay longer after work to help out because with the holidays coming, more boxes are coming, and it's just getting busier and busier. And I said I have no problems. The only thing is I won't be able to stay as long on Fridays, obviously because of you guys with D&D.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty much like it was supposed to start on Tuesday, but it started Monday because when the higher up was talking to my boss about like putting a whole bunch of boxes in one truck for the next morning, there was just so much that he wouldn't have been able to do that and everything else on his own. So he asked me to stay at least to help with the boxes. I did.
Yay.
And pretty much, my boss has been talking to me about like, what if like you would stay a little bit longer overnight so I could teach you more things so it would help out like everyone in the building, like especially the people that work overnights, that load up every single truck or van for deliveries in the morning. So this could potentially mean that at one point, maybe instead of working 3 hours, I'll start working a little bit more hours. Like, I don't know. Maybe. It's a possibility.
Or maybe just straight up ask him, like, "Yo, can I be a fucking full-time employee and get more monies?"
Well, that's the thing. Sadly, where I work, there isn't really full-time. The closest is overnights, since it's from, like, 12... Some days it's 12:30... sometimes it's 1 in the morning, up until like 6 or 7 in the morning. So they have at least time to like do everything. Well, that's the thing. With 3 hours, you don't really get a break. The only breaks that I get is if like we've unloaded everything and we're just waiting for like someone that's done with the deliveries to show up. Like, actually, the best example to that would be Thursday and Friday, yesterday, because when we started, there was 4 people that were already there. We unloaded all their stuff, and then we like stood around and we all chatted for like 10-15 minutes before the next person showed up. So that was like a small break that we all had. And then we had to get back to work, obviously, because we had to unload and everything. But the problem that we're going to have when the snow is starting to get worse and everything on the road, drivers are going to start showing up later. And there was at least 2 days this week where one day my overtime no matter what starts at 7 because that's when we're supposed to be done. But when we're done loading my truck that goes to Montreal, we were done on one day at 20 past 7, and then the next day we were done at 7:30. And that's because of some of the drivers arriving kind of at the last minute because of how the roads were.
All right.
So hopefully it doesn't get to the point that at one point, like on a Friday, I message you guys being like, all right, so I have to stay at work till like 10, so we're gonna have to start D&D late. That's the one thing I'm hoping right now.
It's never too much of a problem. It's always Saturday.
Yeah.
Ish.
And pretty much the only thing I had time to do yesterday was there was one wall at work that was like full of skids of skids full of boxes on top of it. And most of those skids, whoever stacked them did a shit job.
Bet it was fucking
And what
Richard.
I pretty much had to do...
Fuck that guy.
Maybe. Because like when I started moving some of the skids, like the boxes were all like wobbly and stuff. I was like, fuck. But I had to move as many of those skids closer to the belt as I could. And starting from I started doing that at like 7:15, and I worked till 8:30, and I was able to do about half of it. And this isn't like a small wall; like it was like a long wall, and I was able to move at least most of it. While my boss was pretty much like moving some trucks around, because normally we're closed on weekends. And when he saw that I did that, he was actually impressed that I was able to move all that. Even to the point where there was some of them that gave me a hard time because I had to go by like small places where I had to move some of the boxes. I actually had to open the door to where one of the trucks backs up to be able to actually like pass it. Because, as I said, the stacking they did was just horrible.
I hate it when people don't do things
Don't do their
properly
jobs.
when they should do it properly.
Oh yeah, like pretty much on
That
Monday.
happens all the time at work.
You work at a fucking what the fuck? You work at a fucking grocery store? Yeah, figures.
Yeah, but almost all the time, I'm the only one on the front end bagging people's groceries because everyone else just vanishes. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the only one up here again.
Ian,
Like,
I
made a joke.
They're getting
I
paid.
made a joke.
Ian, I used to work at a grocery store. It fucking sucked because people did that, and it was worse for me because most of the time when I was actually at the grocery store, my job was shit because I was actually one of the main people that went to get carts. And
I'm on
when
Cart boy.
yeah, and we'll say if I was working with 3 other people, they would just
Oh
bitch.
shit! I haven't been recording.
Like out of nowhere.
Oh, is
What?
Nick not here?
What?
Damn it.
Oh,
No,
I'll do that
Nick's at
again
BRB.
okay. We'll say
And,
nothing.
And there was actually one night where I was working and I went to the furthest end to actually go see if there was any carts, which there's rarely any carts there. And what did I see? The people that I was supposed to be working smoking weed.
Every day.
Because
Did they get
I was
fired?
It's legal.
no. The next day I got shipped because I barely worked that night, and they got praised for doing the work.
Yeah,
Why
boy.
didn't you tell them?
Well, at that point, I was starting to get really fed up at work. That was actually one of my breaking points where I gave my 2 weeks notice when that happened. Actually, the way I sounded when I gave my 2 weeks at that job, they didn't think I was actually going to finish those 2 weeks. So they didn't think I was going to come in the next day.
Is that allowed?
Because I showed up and I saw someone that was working that wasn't scheduled to, and I was like, what are you doing here? And they said apparently I wasn't coming in. I was like, no, I just gave my 2 weeks. I was still coming in. Although at that point, like one of the other reasons I was getting fed up was obviously part-time job. You're supposed to get at least like 20-ish hours. I was only working 8 hours a week.
Yeah, that's what it was like when I was first starting out, but granted, I had no idea what I was doing, so I didn't get more hours until I sort of requested them the second year I started working.
Well, yeah, like my hours was going down, and I actually went up to my boss and I asked if I was able to get more hours because, like, I actually do need the money and everything. And that's when my 8 hours started. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everyone that was getting hours were the people that were just, like, fucking off.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Which is probably why I like this job, because my boss actually does appreciate how well I work. Although there's an interesting story about my first week.
Oh.
Do tell.
I almost got let go my first week.
Down to the bathroom smoking crack?
What did you do?
So the fact that this was the first time I worked at a warehouse, my body was not used to it. And on a Thursday, I actually called in sick on my first week, which normally is a no-no. But like I was barely able to move. My body was just sore and everything. And my mind wasn't at the right place because like I was just thinking to myself that I wasn't going to make it with this job. And obviously this is when I was with Yonzer. I talked to her about it, and she kind of motivated me to like not give up and keep going.
You just have to have determination.
Yeah, like that's why I didn't have, and she helped me with that. So what I decided to do is the next day I went to work and I worked my ass off. Like it felt like I was a new person when I went to work the next day, because unlike the previous days where it's like I would end up sitting on the floor because I was getting tired and like not doing a lot of my work. On the Friday, like I didn't do any of that. I just worked. If I wasn't getting any boxes, I would walk out of the truck and end up finding something to do. I kept myself busy. And this is also when my friend was on that shift, and my boss asked him to unload a truck that still has stuff that was staying, but the truck had to be fixed up a little bit. And I offered to help because like I'm trying to suck up right now. It's like I want to keep the job. So as I'm helping my friend, he comes up to us. He starts talking to us. We start laughing, telling jokes. And he was talking to me about some of the higher ups wanted to let me go because what they've noticed and stuff like that. And when he said that, like on the inside, I felt like I didn't work hard enough that day. So I was starting to get sad and stuff. But then he followed it by but, which gave me hope. I was like, "There's a but. This could be a good thing." And he said that when he talked to him about this, he was able to talk to them about giving me another chance on that day and see how it goes. So I impressed my boss, and I impressed everyone else. So I was
Nice, dude.
able. So I was able to keep the job, and I've been there since. I've been there for 2 years now. Yeah, pretty much because of how I felt the previous day, and then the next day was like, I'm just gonna work my ass off. I was able to not get fired.
In these lessons, the more you know, something or other. Public service. Congratulations.
Yeah, and then since then, my stacking has improved tremendously to the point where when I was helping my boss on Monday during my overtime, he started putting the boxes, like stacking it, and then he said the following words. He said, "Fuck that! You stack them. You do better. You do a better job than I do."
Pushing shit, but whatever.
No, but he laughed after that.
Maniacally, and
then I started joking. And then I start joking. And then, the truck was a little bit high, and my boss is a little bit short. So I just fired a joke by going, "Or is it that, or can you just not fully reach the top?" And then he just like burst out laughing.
And now you're on a fucking notice again, and if you fuck up, you're gonna get let go.
No, I'm not the only one that actually jokes about his height. Like I'm literally like on his good side, where I could maybe get away for some things if I do like a little fuck up here and there, but I try not to do that, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I don't want to take that one chance where it's like I do one tiny slip up and then it's like, yeah, you're gone. I didn't expect to talk about my job
you
as much
a
as
little
I'm
bit of
doing
history
right now.
and everything. We've learned.
Yeah, you learn more things about me. I feel how lazy I was almost my full first week of work, almost getting fired.
So the fucking
Also learn with Iggy's guess of Toronto for where I live that he's not that far off.
apparently. So to refocus,
I think we talked about this before, where you live like near Toronto
you live
or
in a
something.
took anyway.
Yeah.
Refocus.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned that I live. The hint I gave you guys was I live in Ontario.
Yeah, I don't know the provinces of Canada.
Toronto's in Ontario. I'm just gonna say that.
We know nothing of Canada land.
You have Tim Hortons
Well,
and Tooks.
let me
and
give
nothing
you
else.
let me give you a fun fact. A lot of people think Toronto is like the main place for Canada.
Capital.
While Toronto is the capital of Ontario, it is not the capital of Canada. I live in the capital.
Yeah, saying that doesn't help us. We don't know what the capital of Canada is.
You can
To the internet.
just Google it.
No, I'll do that. And then we're gonna forget by like tomorrow.
Ian's probably gonna do it. Like literally,
I'm busy.
where the prime minister is in Canada, that's where like I
Your
live in that
fucking
city.
roommate's the prime minister.
Yes,
I guess.
I am Justin Trudeau's prime.
That's some fucking
roommate.
like webcomic shit.
Quickly, someone write that down.
It's already been done.
I don't
You
think
ever heard
it's
of the
out,
masterpiece that
honestly.
is My Girlfriend is the President?
Webcomics typically don't sell. You typically just post them, and people will look at them and then give you Patreon money to support you.
Some of them are good.
I feel like if I was in a comic book based off Justin Trudeau, I don't think it would still make money off Patreon.
Well, the whole thing about Patreon is it's fucking super fucking niche focused. You can get fucking anything supported there.
That
Yeah,
is
boy.
true.
What?
Hey,
No,
give me $1 a month and I'll make one thing.
Oh, there's probably porn stars that have a Patreon.
No
Who
fucking
knows?
doubt.
There's porn artists. I know that.
There you go, close
Draw
enough.
this genital and I will pay you money. It's a good service.
So whose week is it now?
Still yours, technically.
Well, mine finished a long time ago.
Whoever's we want it to be.
Like, if it's still my week, like I don't know what
future
the fuck
is
to
ours
add.
to see. Que sera, sera.
Oh wait, I did buy movies earlier.
Wait, what do you have
That-
now?
So there's actually a store near my place that opened up that normally has cheap bins when it comes to video games and movies, and it opened this week or last week. I don't remember which week. And I went to look around, found the cheap bin. There's like almost nothing, and there's not even any games. And just looking through it real quick, I found 3 movies. One of them was a double feature, which is Beethoven 1 and 2.
Oh, the dog or the deaf dude?
The dog.
The dog.
Fun fact, on the Super Nintendo, there is a game for Beethoven the dog, but it's not that great.
Who would have thought, right?
I got
Movie games tend to not be great.
X-Men Orange and Wolverine, the game.
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
that
you're
bad.
lying.
Most.
No,
I
he's
said
lying.
most.
That game's
Yeah,
awful.
no, most is bad. I almost said good. The true sequel of Triple X with Vin Diesel, because there's an actor in there that I like. And I also picked up a movie for $3 that has an actor I like. No other reason.
Yeah, it's a good reason to do it.
Like, literally, like, in cheap bins, I'll just either, like, the case looks good, or there's an actor in it that I know, and I'll just buy it. I did get duped, though, from the case cover at one point. Because the case cover actually looked like it was a movie related to, like, UFC, at least mixed martial arts and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll buy this. It was about 2 teenagers growing up differently, and they enter a karate tournament. So the case was a complete lie, and the movie was bad.
This is why you don't judge a book by its
This is
cover.
exactly what,
Or in this case, a movie by its
exactly
cover.
why you should, though.
You might just get some bit of gold.
If it's gold, it's probably not in the fucking used bin. Plus, everything's online, so why pay money at all?
Most things are online. Not all.
So,
So what?
Curator, do your thing.
The fuck do you think you are?
well, Nick said BRB. I mean, he's online, so I imagine he's back, but he hasn't said anything since coming back.
Nick died.
Nick's been dead to us forever.
BRB, and that was like fucking 20 minutes ago. Fuck it. Alright. Let's see what Ian has to offer. Probably nothing, but you know, it'll pass the time.
Okay, interesting story that happened at work today.
No one cares. Oh my.
So, for exactly
Oh,
1
everybody's
minute, I held more money than I've made in my entire
We
lifetime.
found a gold ingot underneath the store,
And that is not
which
even a
is buried
joke.
upon an old Sandbeard's fucking tomb. Now the government is fucking occupying your store to fucking take all the gold. He's not saying no.
That may or may not be close. I don't actually know. That may or may not be close. I don't actually
Okay.
know. So here's the thing. I was on carts. And you know the electric carts the elderly people
Scooters?
ride? One of those was, yeah, the ones that the stores have specifically, but yeah. One of them was parked right outside the door, and I was bringing it in. There was one of those small blue zipper leather bag things that, like, Mega should probably know this if they have any of those in their stores, in their food stores. I don't know. But anyway, it's one of those things where the managers put the money from the catchers into those and then bring them into the back to the safe. I found one of those. It wasn't one of ours, but I brought it to the manager, and they opened it to look inside of it. From what they said at first, it had a lot of foreign money. And so then they took it back into the big safe. Because apparently, I didn't know at the time, it had a lot more money than I had previously thought. Because apparently there was also a ton of US dollars in there. And so 15 minutes later, a person came back for it. It was the right person. and I came back 5 minutes later because I was doing something else, and I asked what if the person came back for their money. There was over $10,000 of U.S. and foreign money
Yeah, it mustn't
in that little
not been that
bag,
important.
and I held it for exactly 1 minute,
Well,
and I didn't even get a reward for finding it.
sure. Why would you?
But I'm still like, but still, several thousand fucking dollars.
Yeah.
You don't just forget
Oh, that guy did.
Granted, it was an elderly person who forgot in the first place, but still, several fucking thousand.
Yeah.
Like, that's more money. Like, the 10,000 plus is more money than I've made in my 2 years of having an actual job.
Well, you work a
Like,
part-time
holy
job,
shit. Still, it is a lot
Yeah.
of money.
so well, you did a good thing,
Like,
I guess.
yeah, still bummed I didn't get a reward, but still, 10,000 plus dollars is a
Yes.
lot of money.
Yes, it is.
The rest of my week has been pretty uneventful, so yeah, that's the highlight of my week, and that happened like checks time 6 hours ago.
Audibly
Well, actually
says
5
check
hours ago.
time.
So yeah, curator, do your thing.
Well, that was that.
Fucking what the fuck?
What?
What the fuck is Nick though?
Oh yeah, he missed the amazing story of how I was rich for 1 minute.
You are not rich.
It's like the plot of some stupid fucking
Well, if I was
summer movie.
If I was anyone else, I would have. If I was anyone else, I probably would have stolen it.
It's the plot to a stupid summer movie. The lowly fucking cart pusher finds 10,000, but it's linked to like a Cuban drug cartel, so he takes it and the fucking cartel's after him, and then I don't know, he gets shot.
He gets shot trying to save his like love interest that he finds along the way.
Who is really only after him for
But
the
then he's
money.
okay.
The love interest is a classy lady of the night. I think we have a movie here.
Perhaps indeed.
And then it.
Quickly, write this
I feel like
down.
it's already been made like 20 times over.
Probably has.
So,
Not exactly this, but similarly enough. Someone finds money, money's linked to someone bad, and then
Wasn't
they get
Dumb
chased
and
by
Dumber
somebody bad.
movie?
Oh fucking wow.
actually,
Is that the
I'm
plot
pretty
of
sure
Dumb
that's
and
the
Dumber?
plot of Dumb and Dumber. Their parrot gets killed for that reason.
I think it is.
Something like that. Mega, you would know.
Comedy.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
Who knows?
Everyone just fucking disappeared, dude.
Nick has said something, but fucking alright, let's see. What has Nick said? Nick and weird. It says Nick and Mega. What? I don't know how that worked. Whatever. Both of them said BRB.
Well, I guess who's back?
Oh look,
Slim
we found a
Shady.
Nick. Yay, we
I'm
found
the
one
real-
person.
I'm not really the real Slim Shady. I'm just a poser, man.
No, you just suck at everything.
Well, it's Nick. What do you expect?
Hey, Ian. I wouldn't be pointing a finger at me when you are a shitty person as well.
Not really.
Ooh, calling
Did
calling
you just hear
someone a
I
shitty
fucking
person.
returned like $10,000 and didn't steal it? That's not shitty.
I mean, he would have been caught, presumably. Where was it? Was it just out and about on the
Basically.
street somewhere? Or was it like at his fucking there are
Right in front of my
cameras
store.
there? Oh, in front of your store? Fucking cameras everywhere. They're gonna catch you.
Well, it was the person's fault for dropping them in the first place, right?
Yeah, man, that'll hold up in court real well. It's their fault for losing it. It's not theft.
It wasn't my fault. I just found it lying on. What is the legality of that
It's
actually?
Still the property.
The legality is it's their money and you're
It's
fucking
their
stole
money
it.
and
You
they need
loser.
it now.
I mean,
Fuck you.
is it stealing if it's just out in the open on a sidewalk?
Not really.
You know, according to the laws, probably Fuck
Well,
you, they're rich.
I'm gonna look that up because that sounds
Mm.
interesting.
So anyway, curator.
Hey, Mega's back.
Curator.
Mega's back,
Yeah, good.
hooray.
Curator.
If it is possible to identify the owner, then you must return the
Oh,
money.
there you go.
However,
If you
it's
spend it
not-
all on
if you
fucking
can't identify the owner.
It wasn't a wallet, so
Like-
it technically had no identification.
Well, then there
It
you go.
technically did, though.
I mean, but you had cameras to see who left it, so that would probably count. But if you spend it all on
Yeah.
Big Macs and fucking crack in a McDonald's fucking bathroom, then I don't know.
Most states still require that you contact the local law enforcement and give the money to them for a period of time to allow the owner the opportunity to claim it.
No.
And if
How's
they
the
don't, what
5-second rule?
happens?
If they don't
Get it.
if they don't in a certain period of time, it allows the finder to take the money as theirs. Doing otherwise is considered theft.
Oh, so blowing it on Big Macs and Coke does count. Damn it.
So basically, finding money on the street is finding just a large sum of money on the street probably is not gonna get you that large sum of money. Find $5, find $20. Yeah, that's free. That's yours now. Fucking find $1,000.
Supposedly for like quarters and pennies, the same law applies, but it's such a small
No one
amount of
cares.
money that no one cares. Yeah.
I mean,
It
yeah,
applies to
technically.
quarters.
I mean, yeah, it technically apply. I mean, yeah, they can prove it's theirs by like, hey, look, my fingerprint was on it at some point.
Apparently, there's
At
also
some
tax
point.
consequences if you decide to keep the money.
There's what?
Like, if you turn into police, no one shows up, you get the money, it's taxable, apparently.
So wait,
Because it
wait
counts
so
as
if you bring in a
income.
quarter,
is
what do they tax
totally
you?
Bullshit.
I mean, no one's gonna. It depends on whatever the percentage they apply for.
All right,
that
you
type
found
of
us a quarter.
income.
We're going to tax it. It's going to cost exactly 1 quarter. Thank you.
I mean, it would be a percentage, like not a flat.
That is
rate.
unfortunate.
Plus,
That is
like-
unfortunately how it would actually work.
What? No, it wouldn't be 100% of your income is taxed. That's dumb.
You're dumb. Ooh. Burn.
Like, I mean, it depends on the state, but I would assume like 8% tax or something like that, sometimes 30. And that depends on, like, all types of income. Though, it might instead
Taxes are
be a part of, your entire income, like it might just be added onto it, in which case only the parts that are in that bracket would be taxed at that rate.
If you earn money, you have to do taxes. The only person here
Right.
that doesn't
Yep.
earn money is Nick.
Even if it's an inheritance, you have to get taxed on it.
Well, yeah, it's income.
E.
The only person here
Yeah,
that doesn't
but
get
it, but you
That's
inherit
like
it.
people typically leave physical goods.
Even those can be taxed. Like, when Oprah gave out all those cars, those were taxed.
Here's a car and debt.
Yeah, boy. You get a car, and also it's gonna cost you money. Fuck, what?
Like, most of the people had to sell them to be able to afford the tax that came with it.
Huh.
Bro, get fucked.
What was I thinking about? I don't know. Who's we throwing out?
Curators.
I'm assuming
Curator
Ian
needs to
finished.
fucking,
Yeah, I finished.
he concluded.
Okay.
Yeah, he did finish. Now it's gonna be Dominic's
Finished.
turn.
Mine was pretty much short.
I don't know what Dominic has actually done. Probably not
it's
much
been a lot
either,
of
I'll be
video games,
honest.
basically. Fucking
Oh man, what'd you play?
I've been. What happened during I think 2 D&D sessions ago when we were playing my D&D session? I think I said, "Oh, fucking, I got gifted a game." It was fucking George gifted me Total War. It's like, oh, that's nice. Fucking, I like strategy games and I like the Total War or the Warhammer fucking lore. I'll fucking play that. And I've been playing it basically a lot.
Nice.
Fucking.
Just
game
a
is really
lot.
good. Like, this game, if you compare this and Civilization, there's zero reason you would play Civilization. This game is so much better. It's a strategy game with depth that isn't just fucking sit around. wait for fucking India to nuke people and fucking the Aztecs to fucking get culture.
Construct additional pylons.
Have you seen why India
Yeah,
nukes people?
watched the whole
now?
video on it earlier.
It was great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so
You took fucking democracy?
It's literally
Fuck
because his
Those
pacifism
fucking-
his
those
peace is
fucking
level
fuckers.
1.
No, that was
Yeah,
like an issue
and
in like
it's
the
become a
early
feature.
levels of the game. No, that was like an issue in the early levels of the game, and now the latest editions of the game, they just say fuck it. He has like a maximum nuke
you.
campaign.
In like the sixth
Right.
game, everyone has like secret agendas and shit, and fucking like secret traits. Gandhi's is a fucking nuclear lover or something along those lines.
Yeah, boy.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, man. It was an issue that it was just an issue that technically happened, but then
What if?
man, oh man.
It just became a feature.
That's great. So yeah, fucking
It's not a bug, it's a
but
feature.
fucking giant strategy
It's not.
game where you fucking play as vampires and dark elves and fucking ratmen are the best. The Skaven are the fucking greatest. Fucking giant rat people that are kind of smart, fucking just decimate everything in large numbers. You fucking, in a battle, you'll fucking send out over 2,000 troops. You'll probably lose half of them, and it'll still be considered a fucking great victory. Because, you overwhelmed your enemy. It's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We should play this instead of Civ next time.
Is on sale or
Probably.
what?
It is probably.
Is it the Total War
Yeah.
version? Okay. If I remember correctly, that stuff is actually pretty damn
It's a little
complicated.
complicated. I was actually going back to some podcasts and I found myself talking about the original Total War Warhammer. And yeah, it's a bit involved. But once you get it, it's simple. It's just fun. Like, the idea of fucking, like, regular Total War doesn't interest me because it's just fucking different dudes on different horses with different forms of lances fucking charging at each other. But when you've got fucking giant hell pit abominations and ratmen and vampire pirates and whatever else, it's a little bit more interesting.
Don't you mean vampires?
The fucking vampire coast. Beastmen. It's all good. Wood elves. That's been fun. I mentioned at some fucking point earlier that fucking Thronebreaker was a thing. The fucking Gwent standalone, the Witcher fucking card game that has a fucking story around it. That game, I finished it, finally. It's fucking really good. I've never actually played a video game where I felt that the decisions I made in it made a difference. But that game somehow managed to do it right. Like fucking...
Oh man, you felt like your things made an actual
Well,
difference.
it's not so much like they made a difference towards the end game, though maybe they did. I'm not sure. I'm gonna play it through a few more times to figure that out. But
Probably
fucking
not.
like just who was around and all that, and I feel like it may have influenced some things at the end
That's-
anyway, like whether or not people had to die. Like at the beginning of the game, like the game has
I mean,
5 technical chapters in it, and like through the first 3, I'm like, yeah, everything's going fucking great. I've got like everybody. I've picked up a lot of fucking people and managed to convince them to be on my side. Everything's going great. Slowly but surely over time, like, every decision's getting fucking harder and harder. It's like, well, this, I don't know what to pick here. And then things just kept getting grimmer and grimmer. It's like, as I kept getting betrayed by people, it's like, fuck you, you aided the enemy, I'm gonna kill you for that. And then people started leaving my army. By the end of the game, I only had 2 people with me. And I was like, well, don't know where I fucked this up. It was great, though. The weirdest part about Thronebreaker is how it's a fucking Gwent game, though. Like, if I was going to talk about and recommend this game, the last thing I would think about is to tell you, oh, by the way, it's a card game. It's the weirdest thing.
oh, by the way, it's a card
Admittedly, you
game.
can play like a fucking story mode that just lets you skip the battles, but it's a card game, and it's the weirdest thing. It is very good, though, and as a Witcher thing, it's very standalone. Fucking, the main character of the fucking Witcher series only appears once, and very briefly, which was weird. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm gonna be playing that through a few more times, just to fucking, try out a
Get all
See
the
if
possible
there's-
I
endings.
like, I would...
See if there's more endings.
I mean,
to
I
the
think there's
river.
like 40
Get
there's
the
like
true
40
ending.
world end states or something. I believe that's what they advertise, but fucking basically my mentality going through is like you play as a queen, so I'm like I'm gonna be a fucking logical, just completely pragmatic character and see how that goes for me. Turns out you lose a lot of people like that. So now I'm gonna go through like a dickhead route where I was just like fuck humans and like maybe like non-humans are cool, but fuck humans, and then vice versa. See how that gets me through. So fucking a lot of hard choices in that game. If you care at all about what's going on, it's like, I got stuck a lot. It is very important, though. You can recruit a dog named Knickers, and he's the bestest boy. It's also a really good card.
He's the goodest
also a
boy.
really good card.
Was that one of the two people that were with you
Technically
in the
three
end?
if you count him.
Or did you betray the
The
dog?
dog can't leave you. At least I didn't find a way to fuck that up.
He loves you too
Yeah.
much.
His owners were dead.
I mean, was there ever an option to kick the dog or give it a treat? And you were like, man, why would I kick the dog? What the
Originally,
fuck?
yes, when you first find him. It's like, fuck,
Fucking kick him away. Go, leave me. I don't
I'm
need
just here
a
to
dog.
raid your
Fuck
dead
this
owners, or fucking let him fucking stay. Let him stay. The bestest boy needs to stay. He does have an annoying fucking effect, though.
Mhm.
But that's good. Thronebreaker was fucking fantastic. And cheap enough to where I'd recommend it. Strangely, there was this game that used to exist a long time ago called Alan Wake for like the Xbox Live Arcade back in the day.
I remember
360.
that.
I've always been curious to try it because I've heard so many good things about it. But like, it's never really been on PC, and by the time I actually thought to look at it for PC, it was like taken down from everything. Like, you couldn't find a legal copy of the game anywhere. And then suddenly, like a fucking week or two ago, it was like Resurgence. It's now on Steam. So instantly took that up. It's a horror game, as I expected, but still, it's a little bit creepy. Fucking.
Well, it's not really a horror game. Like, I've watched a playthrough of it. It's not
It
really
seems
horror.
pretty horror-ish.
It really isn't.
It didn't seem like it's like, oh, this is gonna be fucking Outlast levels, but fucking that. You've got Shadow Demon.
It attempts to be a horror game,
I'm
but
pretty
it really
sure it's
isn't.
some fucking dude that's either having a mental breakdown or it's just a story. Either way, it's pretty interesting.
He's a writer that is basically being haunted by his own stories to an
It's
extent
weird.
because of this dark lake.
It's weird. I like the mechanics. I've been curious to try it for a long time. I've already mentioned Monster Hunter. Oh no. Is that all I've done?
I don't know where you're running at.
I feel like something has happened, but fuck if I know. Oh yeah, who watched the fucking...
I mean, you don't do anything.
Yeah, I know, but some stuff happens.
Oh, wait,
who watched
damn
the anime? How about that?
All it.
I know Mega watched it. Hey Ian, do you know what the anime is?
It's
Yeah,
Megalobox,
you got
right?
it.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch any of it?
Did you watch it?
No. I'll just say no.
He's not saying anything.
Oh.
I'll take that as a no.
No, yeah. Really.
Sorry, things just cut out for me badly there.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's what happened.
So
That's what
have
happened.
you watched
Or any of it.
Megalobox?
Unfortunately, no.
Figured.
Yeah, of course
Hey,
not.
Mega watched
Oh, you're
all of it.
so
That's why
busy.
Mega's not a guest anymore. Ian.
He actually watches the show.
Oh yeah, fucking Ian's a guest. Great.
I am
Lamb.
not a guest.
You are though. Fucking yeah.
For
fucking
some
man.
For some reason, I still put featuring MegaMetalGamer in the title, though. I don't know why.
Why not?
Yo, you should switch out MegaMetalGamer and Ian. Featuring ASP Ian.
Don't.
Ian,
Oh, he told me not to. Guess I can't.
you're always a stickler for that. Fucking,
Man,
Hey,
if you do it,
fucking
I might
happy,
let you have a week
just
at
for,
some point.
when this podcast comes
I'm
out,
not
Happy
gonna
New
get it
Year.
anyway.
What are you guys' New Year resolution?
Oh yeah, man,
What's
Happy
your
New Year.
resolution?
Oh yeah.
My resolution is to do nothing.
This might actually come out in February.
What the fuck?
actually.
Oh my god. Yo, happy Valentine's
I mean,
Day, I
I'm
guess.
gonna have. I could probably get out in January. Like, after finals are done, I should be able to just edit all the podcasts.
Ugh.
I mean, your final will get finished like right before Christmas, which is like.
I know, but then I get like a month off before I go back. So.
No, but like, listen, Christmas is on a Tuesday, so like you'll have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to edit this shit out and get it out before the 1st. You literally have from Christmas,
December, potentially yes.
literally have from Christmas from Christmas to next year. You literally have 1 week, and you can't tell me you fucking have a final on Christmas Day.
No, I don't have a final on Christmas Day. I think my last final is on the
Probably the 20th or
17th, 14th, somewhere around there, maybe.
17th. Well, 17th's Monday, 14th's a Friday.
But I still don't know what I'm gonna do with 65, 66, or was it 64, 65?
What do the numbers
What?
mean, Mason?
I don't know.
It was 64, 65. Yeah,
The numbers.
What?
like that was the one that got cut short.
You just
Because
keep spewing numbers. Because, oh, right. And you were just, like, trying to hold on. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he will. Surprise.
fucking
No.
showed up. Piece of shit. If he was here right now, I would tell him off.
You know, fucking...
Is he not? Did he leave again?
I mean, he's not talking, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm assuming happened.
He's not.
Hmm.
Fucking...
No, the green is there. I imagine he might be
I
trying.
think that's just him shuffling in the background.
Maybe.
Fucking,
Perhaps.
But if
Quite
he were
probable.
here, I'd tell him off.
Yeah, anyway.
He's like, I'm here,
I
guys.
mentioned this
Well-
earlier, this podcast, because it was something I wanted to bring up. But fucking, who here cooks?
I do.
Or thinks
I cook
they
pasta.
can cook?
I could cook other things, but not much.
No.
Nope.
Just say, fucking, it's... People always tell me it's fucking hard to cook. Like, fucking cooking is a fucking process. It's difficult. Cooking is not difficult.
You follow
It
the
really
recipe.
depends on what you're trying to
Like, fucking, my parents are always concerned about, oh, cooking horrible, fucking takes forever, yada yada. Doesn't take anything. Fucking, for fucking fun this week, I just fucking cooked, like, these fucking espresso brownies. It's like, well, the fucking recipe is long. It's like fucking, it took like half an hour to do. And then I made fucking dinner today. It was like some fucking Asian chicken shit. Fucking, cooking is easy. I don't know what everyone's fucking on about. I feel like I'm the crazy one.
The issue is if you're not following a
Which
recipe,
apparently they don't.
and you have to like just make it up on the fly.
Don't do that.
Yeah, someone's like, here's like, someone's like, someone's just like, here's just like a bunch
Creating a
of ingredients
recipe
so
is
to
just-
make something like
Creating
fuck.
a recipe is not easy.
Creating a recipe, no.
Plus,
Following one.
depending on what you're making, it's a lot harder. Like if you're making a turducken, that you have to have some amount of skill to be able to put it all together correctly, and not just
Or you just-
follow.
Don't worry, I know how to
They're
make
just
turducken.
fucking
I've watched
ordering.
JonTron.
Or like a homemade pie with a lattice crust.
Pies are easy.
You have to be able to cut it up correctly. I mean, if you're making it yourself with like a lattice crust, then that's a little harder because you have to have some technique to be able to, lattice it correctly and lay them over top.
By the way, that happened, didn't it? Pie day.
Isn't there like a wait?
That's 3.14.
There's like a fucking there's like a soft boiled egg or whatever where like you cook the white but you don't cook the yellow or like the yolk.
Yeah, like you put
And
it
that's
in.
like that's apparently like hard to do.
You use water to
Really?
fucking like you use boiling water.
Water to
Yes.
boil.
Yes, yeah, that's how you boil
I'm sorry,
an
I've
egg,
been-
Nick. The problem is boiling it enough to not make the yolk
I didn't know it was
actually
water.
cook
I've
them.
been fucking cooking
No, I
all my
know.
eggs in
I've-
carrot juice. Silly me.
I mean, you could. Can you? Can any liquid
Pretty
boil?
much. I don't think.
Technically,
Probably.
yes. Technically, anything
except-
can boil.
That's 100%.
Yeah, you
water.
can go boil some rocks. Tell me how that goes.
Yeah, I get lava, obviously.
You can't
Like,
boil. Technically, 100% water doesn't boil.
Yeah, maybe.
Boiling is
No, because like because when you boil water, it's actually because like there's a bunch of shit in it, and it's like getting rid of
Impurities.
that shit. Yeah, if you have like 100% pure water, there's no impurities to boil out. It just kind of sits there.
Yeah, dihydrogen.
Fucking
monoxide.
weird. It's fucking weird. You just look at it, you're like,
what are you doing?
okay.
Boil.
Like boiling is just change from a liquid state to a gaseous state.
This is where we bring up
Right?
our high school chemistry.
I mean, that should be it. So
I didn't even take that class though.
So
and
if
common knowledge.
so, unless something can go to a gaseous state from a solid state,
There's probably
which
some
I
bullshit.
think there are a few things like
some
that.
shit.
But otherwise, I think any
If
substance
nothing else,
could
some
boil.
scientist has made it just to say "fuck you" to science. Remember fucking Ventablack? That fucking like lab-made black shit. Sometimes like, nah, fuck it, not black enough, and then they made a new one. It's like even blacker.
Oh right, that shit that looks like really weird.
Pure
It loo-
black.
Like you can put it on a surface and it just looks
And
unnatural.
if you shine a light on it, like a flashlight, the flashlight disappears.
Hang on.
You
Give me
have
a
the
moment.
default ringtone, you fucking bastard.
Also, you have a ringtone?
You don't have a ringtone?
Why? No, I mean, I just put my phone on vibrate and I just leave it on vibrate. People get pissed because like I'll leave my phone charging in like another room.
That's...
They're like, "Oh, I tried to call you," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's a shame."
Yeah, I mean, if you don't care, then it's not a problem, but generally people want to pick up, so... Yeah, that. What game are we playing next week?
Either or. Like I can prep mine pretty quickly, considering that
Yeah, it's good to...
like
there
I'd
no
like
we
to
didn't
know,
do
because
shit?
if
yeah,
I'm
so-
going to do mine, I'd need to know, because I haven't done anything at all.
Well, you should. You should prepare
It-
something.
it is like I'm gonna set mine up anyway. So if you want to, you can. But if you don't want to,
It
then
entirely is
we'll
based
have
upon
mine.
whether or not
It's
we're
fine.
doing it.
I mean, we're doing it.
Bachelor.
I mean,
Do you want the? You mean you really want us to like choose like right now?
Why not?
Or you could, do what people do and just do it themselves instead of just being forced to it. Oh man, I guess I'm gonna have to work on the game since we're playing.
I mean,
it.
it's true, isn't it?
like
Hey, Mega's gone.
Oh,
yeah.
hey, done. Bye, Mega.
It's because we couldn't hear him. Anyway, you guys are gonna have 2 days of downtime in game to be able to just stock up before
Yeah, well, Mega heals.
Spiel's actually going to send you north.
Why the fuck are we going north?
Where do you think the sky or where do you think the
Up.
island fell from?
Not.
Is that really my problem? No.
I mean, if there are islands falling on the city,
Well, you
that's
know what,
kind of an
maybe- or,
issue.
maybe,
Nah, motherfucker. I'm gonna find something else to do. Where's less dangerous shit?
maybe if the Earth didn't want to fall.
Well, there's a war going on in the west. Everything's defrosting in the south, so it's flooded. I guess the east would be the least.
What is going on in the
Fires.
east?
I mean, that's where you guys fought the Scipizoa,
Yeah, saying that.
or not the Scipizoa. That's where you fought Anna,
All right.
like
Anyway,
in the mine.
yeah.
The mine
Oh,
control.
yeah.
If fucking,
Oh, is that? That's
Oh right,
uh,
there was chemical warfare going on. That's right.
it's a weird game, Nick.
From all the fucking substances that exploded in the
Meanwhile, in
fire.
my game,
This place is fucked up. What the fuck?
Like, I suppose if you didn't go too far west, like, they're still, like, gonna update the time, but they're, like, a week away still, something like that.
They're a week away? Fuck.
Something like that.
Wait,
So
hold up.
you
No,
could-
wait, no. That
You
can't
could
be a
go
week
west
away.
a bit. Or,
How the
like,
fuck?
fucking a week or two away, something like that.
Managing time.
Or the army actually, read.
No, but the thing said 4 weeks, and there's no way we spent 3 weeks fucking going to the west town and then going
Well,
south.
consider it's been like
yeah,
that
fucking,
for months.
They sped up somehow. They found magical like horseshoe racing, which got them there fast.
Magical
Something like
horseshoe
that will happen.
racing.
They found the boost. They found the boost pads on the ocean.
Essentially, I mean, they're already on land. It's just that they're a
Anyway.
while away.
What?
They're
They've
on
already
land.
landed. The fuck? They've already landed.
We knew about
Yes!
that.
If you look on,
We
you
knew
can see that.
about that already.
Though I don't think that I have that on right now. So whatever.
I thought 4 weeks away meant 4 weeks fucking away.
Can
Yes.
you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Holy shit, he's back. I
Honestly,
told you he was talking and we couldn't hear him.
honestly, I thought you guys were ignoring me at first. Until I started, because literally, every time I would say something, Nick or Chris would repeat it.
What?
Yo, boy.
So I thought I was like, oh, they're just playing a thing. I'm gonna play along, And then I was like, wait, can they actually?
Oh, weird.
Wait, can
you know
they
you could
actually hear me?
type something. Whatever. Never mind.
Can they actually hear me?
I mean, he eventually did,
That's
but
the thing. I did, and then Nick said no. I was like,
Luke said no.
Why'd you say
Fuck.
no, Nick? Why did you say yes?
because I couldn't hear him. If I heard him, then I would say
Anyway.
yes.
Fuck if I know what else
What a
is going
time.
on in my life. I have no control of it. Fucking,
How's your exchange
he
student doing?
exists. I've never talked to him.
You've never talked
No.
to the person? Do you even
Yeah.
see him?
If I go out for food, he's there. Fucking, what am I supposed to do? Strike up a conversation?
Did
How
your
about that
sister
Third
and her-
Reich, right?
Kind of weird.
I mean, it's the fourth one at
Please.
this point, isn't it?
Please do that.
Yeah.
That could be so
I'm not,
amazing.
I'm not TLG.
That's true. That's something TLG would do.
So yeah.
Oh, too bad that he's dead.
Yeah, unfortunate. The fucking, the funeral
Is he?
ceremony is already
Oh, right,
passed.
he is, technically.
Well, he asked us to say that he was
I
dead.
mean, you're releasing those fucking videos soon, right?
Christmas, yeah.
Have they? No, those haven't been
No.
released. What?
In fact, they're all gone. By the way,
He
Yeah,
said
back.
to wait till Christmas,
I think
so
I saw
fucking
the
Christmas it is.
culmination of the people we were supposed to fear. I think that all culminated into 6
What?
dislikes on a video.
Which
Your
video?
most
What?
recent podcast
What?
has 6 dislikes for some reason. I think that was it.
the fuck?
Really?
Pretty sure.
Oh man, 6 dislikes.
Oh,
There's 6 dislikes on the latest podcast video. Hold up,
I
need to do this.
fucking.
Yeah,
you gonna make
I-
it 7, Chris?
Maybe.
I fucking
It is 6 down votes.
okay.
Fear him. Fear the wrath.
I'm so fucking 6 dislikes. God
The
damn.
most dislikes you've ever gotten. Probably. Actually, one of your League videos probably has more.
Fuck you. Now there's 7.
Fucking the most D&D I think week 21. 3 dislikes, no likes. God damn.
Yeah, no, but there's a time skip due to the fucking like removing of videos, so it doesn't quite culminate that way. Fucking the reason I noticed that is because I was going. I wanted to view some of the arguments I made for some past fucking things I didn't like in the anime homeworks. So I went to find the anime homework statistics.
Where is D&D
It's on.
Railed?
We just talked
Oh,
about
fuck
that.
it.
He took them all
Here
off
we
until
go.
Christmas. Anyway, fucking.
Rampant dislikes everywhere.
I went back and looked through the statistics. It fucking reads like a fucking goddamn comedy book.
Wait, what's
The
statistics?
anime homework statistics. I was reading through it. It's like, oh, I wonder what fucking what we've watched and what we rated it. Fucking, it's hilarious, actually. Like fucking, there's just random fucking things that don't make sense, and then you have fucking like little fucking narrations as to why certain things happened. Like fucking, Chris will just say "nah" for a score at some points, and that's just weird. When we watched Moe-Ton, fucking TLG gave it a fucking arrest warrant from a cop out of 10. That fucking was hilarious. It's fucking worth a look, if nothing else. I've been watching
Ian gave it a negative
Yep.
infinity.
shit like
That's
that.
Wait. Hang on, Negative Infinity? Which one was
Moe
Negative
Tongue.
Infinity?
The
Moe
pedophile thing.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
wasn't.
Negative Infinity. I remember that now.
Who? What?
oh, yeah.
So that was a good laugh. It also makes you realize how fucking, if you were to look at these things like back to back, we haven't really done all that much. But the span of time it's taken to get here, holy shit. We are not consistent with our times.
Fucking there. If you direct link to it, which will also be in the description twice. 'cause I
Yeah,
don't
weird. So yeah. Fucking... Our old podcasts are not much better than our new podcasts. We haven't improved at all. We have no competition. What are we supposed to do? How do we improve, Nick?
We
We
cut
technically have
down on the
competition.
faffing about,
Yeah.
so that's probably the best part. So we have no way of improving.
We are literal peak performance.
I mean, we could make sure that everybody actually watches the anime homework, and that'll make that.
Oh yeah,
section
so
better.
everyone can say they watched
It
it,
won't,
and
though.
then we and you can continue to do our normal shtick of being the only one talking.
Yeah, boy.
Yep. That was a thing. I think the only other thing of note is that fucking Star Citizen is free for this week, if you've ever been interested in that. Because, I don't know, it's a Star Citizen. I don't know what it actually is. I played it for like an hour this morning. I don't know. I couldn't get...
One of the people I watched was currently doing a giveaway for it earlier today, I think.
Give away
Like,
the
it's
free game.
you're on a spaceship, you move around, you buy some shit, you get to your fucking vehicle, you fly through space, hyperdrive. Oh, look, it's a planet. Oh, look, you can land on that planet. And then I figured out I was on the wrong half of the planet, and I was like, oh, okay, great. I don't know what the game is supposed to be. I haven't gotten far enough. In the hour I played it, all I figured out was I have a pistol, and fucking, I can land on planets.
I think it's supposed to
I can
be,
land.
like... I think the simplest comparison I can make for it is it's like No Man's Sky, but
yeah,
not.
but I don't know. I would actually say maybe EVE Online.
No Man's Sky, but it didn't make outrageous
EVE
promises.
Online's probably closer.
EVE Online, where it has an actual economy using real
Yeah.
money.
You can make
No, EVE Online.
money in that game, like real money.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
You heard about the whole, like, hostile takeover thing that happened, like, a year
I
ago
heard
or something?
I don't know if it's specifically hostile takeover. Explain it.
It was, because the trusted member who was, like, in charge of all the properties had a secret deal with the, a different company, and basically just transferred all that stuff to them.
Oh, for
And so
Eve? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And basically just completely destroyed someone's IRL life to an extent.
It's
And the guy who got fucked over also got banned because he was angry and said angry language, which caused him to
no.
get banned from Eve forever.
Don't you put your angry language on my Christian Minecraft server?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't hear
basically.
about that. The only thing I heard about was like fucking like the way you fucking. I think it's like Archage where you have large convoys of like products and goods being transported. I would hear about fucking giant battles that would happen surrounding.
That's actually
that.
true.
I think there was a notable one, but I forget
That's
the details
true.
at this point. That was like years ago.
Oh yeah, it was like the biggest battle in Eve history
Something
or
equivalent
something.
to that.
I actually remember reading about that.
It's a crazy game. I played it a little bit, never got into it. Once again, I don't like space. I'm giving Star Citizen a chance.
Well, you have to pay real money for a
I
subscription.
mean, it goes free
Don't like
every like
space.
so often. It's like, hey, free weekend or some shit.
I don't think
did
it does
at some
that.
point. Or it's free to. I don't remember. I played it, so at some point something.
It is not free to pay. It is not free to
At
play.
some point
It is
something.
not.
So why don't you like space?
I just don't like the concept, like fucking spaceships, stuff like that. I just find it to be a boring medium for stories and gameplay. Like, I don't
But
know.
why?
It just fucking irks me. A lot of things just irk me, and space is one of them. Racing's another. maybe the fucking infinite expanse of the universe, too many things are just like, do whatever the fuck you want. It's just, eh.
I mean, that's how fantasy works.
At least
though.
fantasy's more grounded,
Yep.
though. You know slightly what to expect. You're
I mean,
physically
yeah,
planted.
yeah,
No,
technically
It's
so,
the
yeah,
same
they're
thing
usually
with
on a fucking Earth.
Planescape, like planar games, wherein like you just travel from plane to plane. I don't like that either, because it's just like, whatever you're doing, fuck it, do something different now. Oh, this plane now, and you're in a different plane, and yeah, I don't like it. I can accept planes when there's like a portal and it's not quick or easy to get to them. So there's that. Space is just fuck space. I was impressed with Star Citizen though.
There's too much space out in space.
Fucking hyperdriving to a small
What were you in?
hyperdriving to a small planet and then fucking entering the atmosphere after I didn't actually think you could do it, and then fucking landing was pretty cool. It has a
Wait,
Star
what
Citizen.
game is this? Ah,
It also has a very in-depth. This is like, if you really care about flying spaceships and shit, you probably buy that game with like a flight stick and everything. It's like you could fucking look around your cockpit, you turn on the engines, you turn on the power, you look at all the individual menus that you can customize. Like, hey, here's the status report, here's your ammunition, here's your fuels, here's your heat, here's everything. It's fucking interesting, but once again, space. Fuck space. Space, there's too much space.
out
Yeah.
in space.
Fucking being big and expanding and
I
shit.
still want to play Space Ninjas with you at some
Same
point.
problem, but Space Engineers has a different problem, wherein it has no content that's worth doing. Harsh sounding.
That's why you give it content
Yeah,
to do.
the content is make a spaceship, fly around an asteroid, and then do it again, I guess. See what I mean?
I mean, you can boil. I mean, that's
Well,
probably the.
you
You
can-
can boil down other games so
Yeah,
there's
but
shit.
other games usually have more options and like more incentive. Like if I was gonna play Escape from Tarkov or something, it's like the objective of this game is survive and make money and get loot. You fucking get loot, sell off the loot, make money, get the loot you want. Fucking try and learn the maps and survive. There's a lot that goes on from the moment-to-moment gameplay to the overarching gameplay. In Space Engineers, it's like if you play the survival mode, you can focus on getting air, and then mine a few minerals, make a spaceship, and you're done.
That's why you need to play with more people so you can have people to fight against, do more stuff and all that.
The game should come with that stuff, like AI and fucking missions, transportation.
It does.
Not quite.
Oh, it comes with AI.
Yeah, no. It needs a lot of work.
So a game should have at least a real good, grounded single-player experience, and multiplayer should not be its crutch.
Yes, probably.
And
Depends on the
Engineers
game.
has a
Like, fighting games are almost essentially multiplayer focused, but that's fine for them.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine because people like to do that for some reason.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
You don't play it that often. You just play it once in a while. You just play it. You're like, oh man. You're just like you're just like fucking. You wake up. You load up Steam. You're like, oh man, what game am I gonna play right now? Oh fuck. You know what? I haven't played Dragon Ball FighterZ in like a week. Get your ass beat about 5 times because you use fucking Ginyu, and then you're like, that's why I don't play Dragon Ball FighterZ that much. And then you fucking play Total War.
Broly everywhere. Or not Broly, fucking Bardock everywhere. Stupid fucking cyclone
Welcome to
spinning
DLC,
motherfucker.
where we make the game where we force you to buy the DLC because they're
Yeah,
inherently
I'm not
better.
gonna do that. Or For Honor for the same reason. That's basically a fighting game. Oh lord. It's a lot of fucking getting frustrated. I don't know. I have too many games. Can't play them all. That's basically it for me, I guess. Until fucking I get called on again. Curator Weeks, do your thing.
So how was your week?
So I went back to Vermintide. That was fun. I mean, fucking, I've been into the fucking whole Warhammer thing, so I was like, fucking, we're into, yeah. Number 2, because number 2 is just objectively better. It's good. It's improved. The DLC is out and all that, and that's fun. Fucking, I love the Warhammer, at least all that. I like fighting the Skaven and then fucking seeing all the units that I use in the fucking Total War in fucking this game and then realizing, oh shit, they're against me. Oh no. But that's fun. That's fun.
Yay.
Fallout 76 happened. That was a disappointment.
Roommate plays it. He enjoys it. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, 1.
People like strategy. Some people like strategy games.
I don't know what that
Strategy
has
games
to
are
do with 76, but alright.
cool. Oh, 76. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I fucking lost train.
That's what I thought.
76. It's Fallout, but
And
multiplayer.
except
The game-
not and worse in every way.
It's one of the
Supposedly.
worst Bethesda releases
Allegedly.
ever.
So Bethesda release.
No.
Because all they did was apparently all they did was take Fallout 4 and strip all the humans, and then also add multiplayer, and that was it.
Essentially, it's like they did that, then they had an intern do it who didn't know how to use the engine. That's basically what happened.
But but people want a newer engine, though. We want to move on.
Oh yeah, no, fucking Elder Scrolls 6 is using the same engine, by the way. I'm
It
so
is.
sad.
It is.
Okay, so the issue isn't that it's using the same engine. The issue is that they don't update it efficiently.
I know,
to
I get
be
that,
able to use the
but
same
like
engine.
everyone was really hoping is like make a significant improvement to this engine or a new one or something. People were kind of like, it's got to be a new engine, right? It's got to be. Fucking this has been using since Morrowind or Oblivion or
Watch.
something.
Like, all they had to
The
do
Elder-
was say, "Oh, we're using this engine too." Like Unreal Engine has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so just make the 2 version of it. Like that at least signifies a major revamp of things. But
And they don't.
didn't do it.
Everyone has
So,
really fucking lost their faith in Bethesda due to 76. I'm scared for Elder Scrolls 6.
I didn't have any faith
Everyone
to
who
begin
had
with.
any. Mostly, anyway. Some people still enjoy 76, and I could see how they could.
Isn't it like a buggy mess too? Like your fucking speed's tied to like your frame rate, so if you like look straight at
Yep.
the ground, you can super speed
Yep.
away from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, many games do that,
What?
and it's almost always a bad
When
idea.
fucking...
Yeah, that sounds inherently bad too. Fuck it, why would I play with HD graphics? Fuck no, I'm gonna go to low settings so I can
It's a
beat you in
sad
sheer.
day where, like,
Or you just look at the ground and move faster because of it. So dumb.
fucking... An independently developed Russian fucking military sim game has fucking less bugs than a AAA developed Fallout title.
I mean, they also rushed it out, like, or no, they had like 2 years in between 4 and fucking 76.
And who, I mean, it doesn't really say how long they were
And they
working
come-
But
on
it's
76
just
for.
4. But it's just 4 with multiplayer. They just fucking ripped the mod off online. They're
Did
like,
you see
fuck
that?
it.
The fucking the dragons in the
but
game.
they only ripped that one mod, not any of the other mods.
Did you see the fucking there's like end game like dragon things you fight for some fucking reason, and they have the same animations.
Oh, and it's exactly
yeah,
like
they have the same
Skyrim.
animations of the
What?
Skyrim dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a meme where the final boss is just a
It's
Skyrim
just
dragon.
part of it.
Wait, it turns into Skyrim? Hold up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they changed the texture slightly, but otherwise it's the same animations as from Skyrim.
No. No.
It's not great.
Like like 76 is just an amalgam of so many fucking
Loot boxes,
games,
not
and
oh, it doesn't have loot bugs. I think it has microtransactions though.
it has microtransactions. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
That one works
What
without
are you
bugs.
gonna microtransact? Oh man, pay us $20 and we'll give you like the fucking mini nuke launcher
I think it's
immediately.
cosmetic, but fucking I'm fucking tired of fucking disappointing games. How about that Battlefield 5? That came out.
Oh yeah,
I haven't even
fucking
heard,
wait.
so.
76 is already discounted by $20, by the
32%
way.
off, I think on something.
Yeah. So
Allegedly,
like a
they
week
were,
since it
I think,
released, right?
giving out refunds, which they said they weren't gonna do.
allegedly,
I'm pretty sure I read something somewhere that said they were doing it.
Well, they pissed off a lot of people.
well, no shit.
But fucking, I said it earlier, but fucking that Battlefield 5 release, who remembered that was coming out? Yep. That's about everyone's reaction.
I know know that Black Ops 4.
That's
released,
basically
right?
what's happening. That's what everyone's saying. No one remembered that it was coming out due to Black Ops. And no one cares. All that rage.
Yeah, look, Black Ops 4. More zombies!
All that fucking
Hooray! Another zombies mode for the zombies
all the
players to
fucking
play.
outrage marketing and the fucking fuck yous, don't buy it, and whatever else ultimately culminated into nothing. No one even remembers it came out. Woo. Video games.
To be fair, we're not
Indeed.
we're not a
I
great
just mean
market.
in general.
I don't.
This is more or less representation of what the internet.
I mean, true in general, it didn't work either. But we're not us ourselves aren't a great benchmark for stuff because we're all like fucking what is it? PC shooter games don't really do
To be
much shit
fair,
on PC.
I did play. I
PC
played
Master
Battlefield 5
Race.
actually, the beta. It is a generic shooter that has nothing going for it. Like I play this fucking,
That's what all.
but it does nothing to set itself apart. Like I play a fucking. I have a game called Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, and that game is just better in every way. And I don't understand how AAA developers are getting so lazy.
Because people keep buying.
Get it?
I mean, it's not that the developers are not becoming lazy. It's the deadlines that they have where they have to rush.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, okay, for some, I'm sure that some developers are lazy, but also, as you scale up the amount of people working on a game, the less efficient all those people become because they have to continually communicate with each other
Eh.
and have to make sure that, for instance, multiple people could be working on the same thing, like the same fix for one bug, and then they all come out with it like, hey, I fixed this bug. Wait, I also fixed this bug.
But
I also
technology
fixed
is
this
also
bug.
improving to where things are getting more efficient. Like a game made in fucking 1995 and a game made today reach so much fucking different amounts of progress in the same time span. And it just keeps increasing with efficiency. When like fucking programs are getting
But-
better and shit like that.
The thing is that the complexity of that the complexity also
Good point.
increases because you have to be able to like add on to a base, you have to understand the base itself. Or if someone added a thing, you have to make sure that your thing doesn't break their thing, because then it just sort of fucks with everything.
Ugh. Video games are too complicated. I just want fucking what is it? The SAO model of video game. Let's work on that instead.
Hmm.
What you want them to actually develop VR into something actually
Yeah,
good
I mean VR's pretty good, isn't it?
and worth it.
Yeah, VR's okay.
It's an okay gimmick.
I feel like it's a little bit more than a gimmick at this point. Like shit's looking pretty good for VR.
It's a way to experience a story, but it's not really. It hasn't really turned into solid gameplay yet. Sure, you can play like Skyrim and Fallout now in VR, but that's just like, eh.
I think maybe for more
I can play it
conventional
regularly.
games, it's not going to work great. Like I don't know about an RPG or anything, but like your FPSs, your single player games,
Yeah, like
your fucking gimmick games, it all works very well. Like if there was one thing I think
Yeah.
I would want
kinda.
this year, it'd probably be VR if it wasn't $700.
Yeah.
A little
VR
too
is
expensive at this point for what it is. That's the only caveat.
It's expensive, and it also always it keeps always going.
I don't know. It's still too new a technology.
It just changed.
I guess. I don't understand. I think that's more or less my week. So yeah, there's that.
What a time. You'll want VR.
So Curator, do your thing.
How was your week?
I finished my week.
There was your what? How the fuck? Can't get away with one single sentence.
That was
Hold the
not a
fuck
single
on.
sentence. I feel like we went through a whole fucking shit.
Yeah, he did.
No, no, he didn't. I didn't hear nothing.
I feel like we went through a lot there.
Did you though?
He
Been playing
did.
7 Days to Die, New Alpha. There's that. The new alpha fucking makes
Yeah.
it Left 4 Dead.
Turns out they turned the difficulty into old Japanese difficulty.
Cat Mario.
AKA, the difficulty is a lot harder than it says it is.
Cat Mario difficulty. What if every house had 4 zombies,
Cat Mario.
and random generation put a house every 2 feet? Ergo, there's like 1 million zombies in all directions. And they're all bullet
Nice.
sponges now.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yep.
I will preface this.
Like,
So
5
there's-
shotguns from a level 1 shotgun doesn't do anything.
Ouch.
It's a.
Yeah,
How the
shotguns.
fuck are you supposed
You're
to
not.
kill something?
A lot.
Well,
You
can
leave.
actually, that's
You
not true.
leave.
You can actually kill very easily if it's yourself. You can kill yourself pretty efficiently. That's it.
Yeah.
So how the fuck are you supposed to get through day 7 and like without just resetting the game?
Me and
Or
Ian
just like
couldn't do
resetting
it.
the game world
Me
so
and
they
Ian got to like
despawn.
day 3 and we got nothing done, so we stopped.
Well, we stopped for that day. We're probably gonna play after the podcast.
Maybe,
Who
but
knows?
fucking like it's. I will preface saying it's the beta to Alpha 17, which is weird.
Yeah, because like we tried to take over a foundry on day
It was
1,
a
I
gun
think.
workshop. It was a giant gun
Stuff.
factory.
Literally hundreds of shit was just spawning constantly.
For some reason, I think what happened was we basically took and barricaded an inner room in this gun factory, and there was a bathroom like down the hall that had this like devious trap in it, wherein there was a room above the bathroom that wasn't technically a room. It was a spawn room for zombies, so they would break through the ground and fall on you while you were in the bathroom. Problem being that the spawn point kept spawning zombies, and like 16 of them at a time. So we got run out of there really quickly.
Yeah.
It's a mess of a game at the moment. Oh, and there's fucking
And plus the
they
difficulty
fucking lower
thing.
the amount of shit you can carry without fucking. They made it an upgrade in your fucking skills now, so that sucks.
Also, zombies don't
What?
drop shit as
Do you like
effectively
having
anymore.
inventory? Fuck you.
Yeah, so like they just nerfed you and buffed the enemies, and they're like, "Yeah, have fun with the
No one can
zombies."
complain about our game if they can't play the game.
Yeah, I mean that's how that works.
Yeah. Fucking
Can't complain. Can't actually play.
what else am I doing? Nothing much else. It's just the usual Guild Wars fucking shit.
Like we haven't even gotten the ability to try to make a base. Like we haven't even gotten to the bunker or castle strategy yet.
We haven't gotten to the survive without
We're
dying.
probably just gonna have to go
strategy yet.
bunker.
The not dying.
Oh yeah, and zombies can punch through walls now. Well, not like they can punch through walls and hit you, but they like
What?
break down walls super efficiently. While we were just like wandering around a town, we were like in this
They've always been
no,
able
but
to
the
punch
thing is
down
they do it
walls.
so much better now. Like we were just in like this back area or like behind a store, and we were there for like maybe a minute, and in that time, a group of like 6 zombies punched down a building entirely.
Yeah, just a segment of it fell down, but I'm thinking it's because like the spawning thing, the geography just like broke
I
of
don't
how
think
the building
so.
was spawned. So it's like the floating grass in
I don't think
Minecraft.
so. It was fucking weird. That game is like all the manners are broken at the moment. That's more or less it. That was my week. I hope you liked it. I'm done.
Nice. What a week.
Curator, do you think?
Okay, so I'm a person. I do things. I haven't done much though. The only thing was you guys remember last weekend where I was gone on
Yeah.
Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
That's because I went to California because my grandparents are going out of going out of the country to have like a vacation. So I went with them because they were flying out of LAX. So and then we came back, and now I'm watching their house. So
Oh.
I've just had a house alone to myself. Nice.
That's fun.
I don't
I've
do
done
shit.
shit like that for my
Everything's
family before. It's always nice have a few days or a week to just live alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. No one telling you to do anything. It's great. And that's about the. I know that's kind of about it. Been
That's
anything
all the
else?
interesting stuff. Okay.
Surprisingly, this week, Mega had the longest week. Good for you.
Well, because he talked about his job and shit.
I mean, we could talk about our jobs. My job was pretty eventful. Exactly.
You don't have a job.
Way to ruin my joke.
You have a job. What a thing.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there was something else, but fuck it. Hey, Nick, what do you think about Betrayal?
I like that they're implementing all the previous masters, especially Bestiary, because there's a lot of cool fucking crafting things that I want to try out again. But fuck, I don't know enough about Betrayal itself to
Scarabs.
comment on it. Oh yeah, so what would you be willing to do mines or traps for the
I
next
don't
league
know.
or no?
I said anything. I said anything that
Okay.
wasn't melee.
Then I. Yep, and can go to the end
Basically.
game, right?
To put context into this, me and Nick
Yeah,
play
alright.
Path of Exile every league. And every league, for some reason, basically by sheer coincidence, I always play a melee build that does not particularly perform as I would hope. I've never really beaten the game, to be sure. Within the sense of beaten like the fucking Uber Elder. So I'm having Nick fucking decide a build for me this time, so I can't fucking fuck it up. And if it doesn't work, it's Nick's fault.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so the build I'm currently thinking of for you is going to be Arc Traps.
It's a safe one.
They nerfed... Arc Traps or Toxic Rain. Both are able to do endgame content, though I think Arc Traps is better because it has more survivability built in, as well as a better movement skill.
Survivability is relative, as in that game, endgame is usually if you get touched, you die.
I mean, once you hit like a certain threshold, you can avoid being one shot,
Until you go up another level.
and especially if you're doing especially if you're doing something like traps where you get a bunch of life regen, then it's a lot. Then you just need to make sure you don't get one shot, and you're fine.
Just make sure, do the thing, and don't fuck it up, and everything will be okay.
I mean, you still need to avoid damage for the most part, but if you do get hit once, it's not the end of the world.
only thing I don't like about these games is how rippy they are at the endgame content. ARPGs, I think.
Yeah, ARPGs is the genre.
Fucking, what if we took the stable single player experience wherein you can take hits, you've got your healing flasks, and then you could take some hits, and then here's this ever sprawling content wherein the lowliest of fucking sheep mob will fucking be in your vicinity and you'll blow up. Fun. Is fun.
Also, the build's not that hard to play, but you still need to know the fight to be able to beat them. The only build where that doesn't really apply is
Invincibility.
a Xerxes Breath Poet Pen build, because that just gets so much regen that you just don't die, as well as a
To be
shit
honest,
ton of
the
damage
Uber
on it. But that
Uber
one's
is
expensive.
bullshit. Or not Uber, fucking
start building with it.
Elder is bullshit. Fucking spawning tentacles out of the ground like some fucking Japanese animation fan. Fucking bullshit.
Luckily with Arc, it arcs to enemies, so that way you don't really have to worry about that for the most part.
Well, whatever.
Plus, it's really nice to level with, so that helps.
Soon, it starts in
7th, I think it was.
Hold up. 12 days.
No! The Path of Exile sounds going to be on the podcast. Why would you do that?
Do
Too
it.
late.
No, go.
You
Do it.
hear that?
We're on
Fucking this
To be fair, he'll just
this
cut it
podcast
out.
sponsored by Grinding Gear Games.
I can't cut it out,
Sure you
though.
can.
Why not?
Because we're talking over it, and if I cut out the
I don't think
fucking
anyone was speaking
Exile
over it.
music, then
Whatever. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty
Hey.
sure I launched Guild Wars during this too, and that may have before I silenced it for like a second. So
fuck.
I silenced it pretty immediately. Don't worry. Hold on. Let me go find some.
All
like,
right.
Remove kebab. Hold on. Let me play some music.
Yeah, man. Put some.
Just to be sure, you are still recording, right?
The recording broke like an hour ago. We have no content.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
Please.
He's
There it
joshing
is.
us. He
Yeah,
didn't
I tried to
actually.
do it earlier. You
No,
didn't
I
hear
just
it.
want.
Hold on. Enjoy that, Nick.
Thanks. Did you play porn sounds or something?
Better.
Hentai even? Better than hentai? Fucking, I want to hear that.
Depends on who you talk to, but yes. Anyway, continue.
What is it? Is it like Hitler and Stalin?
I'm not George. I prefer classier dictators like Mussolini.
You're like the one.
Oh, my mistake.
I think he was, anyway. He was some prominent figure. I really hope this isn't copyright, come to think of it.
Oh, I mean,
That's enough of that.
how bad could
Not
it be?
that bad. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, Curator, what else? Oh, you finished your shit.
No, keep playing it though. Yeah, no, I don't got nothing. I mean, I did get the latest Pokemon game, but no one
Oh,
here
let's go
cares.
Eevee or Pikachu? Which one's better?
Eevee.
Oh, well.
Why?
Isn't it like a
what?
watered down version of Pokemon
Yeah.
2 or something?
It's
Yeah, essentially it
reimagining
is,
of
yeah.
the Kanto region. And, it's weird. It's really weird.
Gotta catch Jamal, the Jamaican hitman.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the only difference is like your partner Pokemon is also inherently stronger than the wild versions. Like they have better stats than they normally would, so that way they can keep up with the game, and you don't have to like, well, you know, Pikachu's shit has like Pikachu has like nothing going for it other than like above average speed and okay special attack, but since it's the game, since if you choose it as if you choose that version of the game, that Pikachu will be stronger, and the same goes for Eevee because neither of them can actually evolve. And then they can also both learn like special moves.
I saw that.
I don't know what Pikachu has, but Eevee has a special move based on every one of its evolutions. And another thing is they're also decently high base power at. They also have decently high base power at 90, and they also have a guaranteed effect. Like the electric one for Eevee always paralyzes the enemy.
Pretty sure the special move for Pikachu was basically Volt
Oh.
Tackle. It kind of just looked like it one-shot everything.
So yeah, and then yeah, and then catching, and then you don't battle a wild Pokemon. You can only just catch them, and that gives Pokemon in your party
All of them get
experience.
experience.
This does give all your Pokemon
It's
experience.
such a weird thing.
I mean, it's a thing it's a trend that started in the newer Pokemon games.
I haven't played Pokemon since Pearl.
Was it? Yeah, no. I think it started in X and Y. Yeah, no, it was X or Y, was it Black 2 or White 2?
At this point, I could probably emulate those games.
But they just get. But the fucking experience, like they just in the latest Pokemon games, they just gave you an experience share as a key item that gave the experience to your entire party. So it's not that weird, and it's just completely. It's not. It's not a. I mean, it's a very easy game. I mean, if you're coming to Pokemon for hard games, then you're looking in the wrong place.
So you've never played Pokemon fucking Coliseum. That game was pretty difficult. You ever played the fucking, I think it was the Jigglypuff minigame? That shit difficult.
Yeah, but Pokemon games aren't renowned for their hardness.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man, it was really hard. Yeah, man, it was really
They
hard.
should make
No,
one. They
no.
should just make the next one fucking like obscenely difficult.
Like I mean, apparently the fan games are like disgustingly
What
hard,
fan
but
games? The only
the
fan
fan
games I
game.
know of are like the fucking creepypasta creations.
No, there's
What
there's
was
like
it? Uranium?
Oh yeah, that.
Uranium was like the highest popularity one that actually got struck down by
It's too
Nintendo.
good.
It got struck down immediately.
I mean, not immediately. It rose up for a little bit. It was probably actually in production for like
I
a couple of
remember
years or
fucking-
something.
It
And then when
was.
it blew up, it was like, all right, now
Same
you're
thing
making
happened
an
with
issue.
Pokemon Generation. Actually, that was a cool fan game like prototype, wherein you would actually walk around a world and throw the Pokemon, the ball at the Pokemon before Go was a thing, and then you would fucking fight as the Pokemon, which was pretty interesting. It was a very promising prototype, and then it was like Banhammer. So that was fun.
Yeah, because when you do something that people are actually interested in, but the company isn't a part of it, then fuck you.
I mean, not always, but Nintendo.
I mean, it happens with other companies too. That the Halo on
Oh,
PC.
yeah. At the very least, though, fucking Microsoft was
El
showing
Gato.
interest in making.
Hey man, look, Halo on the PC. You can play Halo on. Oh, surprise! We got copyright strikes, so we're not going to develop it. But the servers are still up, so have fun.
Hmm.
At least officially develop it anyway. You know, those things tend to keep going.
That's true. I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro.
Yeah.
They have a website. They have a website. You can't download it from their website, but you
Then
can find
two
the
more
link
new ones
somewhere.
popped up. Using the same code and everything. So, pass the torch.
What, Duel Links?
There's a different version. It's like it does all the
Duel Links
things
is-
automatically, I believe, like the old website used to do. Or no, the website didn't used to do. It does most of the things. I don't remember
No,
what it does. It does something. It's got like animations and shit. That's all I really remember. It looked sketchy though.
Oh,
Not
Duel
Duel
Links?
Links.
Or no?
Fucking-
okay.
What is it called? Dawn of a New Era.
Oh, I think the issue with that is they weren't like updating it as much.
Yeah.
People were like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pros.
Duel Links is a little bit better. IMHCO.
In my honest,
Correct.
correct opinion.
Hmm.
Look at me, I'm such a badass.
Well, you're something, Nick. I would classify you as, yes, a badass, but you may want to put, like a space. Or it's like, take them apart and put them as individual modifiers.
Indeed.
One day, Nick, you're going to crack under all this pressure of your peers slowly
One
stabbing
day.
you. And I will be there, and I will laugh. And then they'll take all the
comfort me.
take all the fun out of it, and then we'll stop. Well, Chris won't, but
It's Chris, so that doesn't particularly matter.
What's up? Fucking
Kyria,
insulting
your
me?
thing.
I mean, we're done. We don't have anyone else to go. I mean, you know what? Actually, we have one more person. I forgot. Dominic, how's yours?
Watching animes, mostly the contemporary stuff coming out. Fucking, there's nothing like watching a good show and then having its penultimate scenes completely ruined by
Brenda shit.
horribly done CG. Look at you, Zombieland Saga. Hey, let's have an idol show and then have the dancing scenes look like they were in a PS1 computer generated scene. It's not great.
What's wrong with PS1 games?
They didn't look great, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Like, who are you to decide, Mr. Judgy Judgerson? That is your name now, Judgy
Really
Judgerson.
creative there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I worked very
Right.
hard on that. Ian, thank you for the praise.
So yeah, that's
Iggy, I feel like I have done a terrible
What's that?
mistake. Nick, obviously.
what? Okay, anyway. Fucking
Sure.
Yeah, no, space.
Oh, I saw something disgusting
What's
this
that?
week.
Did you look in the mirror?
Fucking
What?
So, no. Fucking, so people have these, like, events going on at college. Like, hey, here's Honors Thanksgiving, or hey, here's regular Friendsgiving, where they play Friends, and, like, the Thanksgiving episodes, and then
Did you
there was
find
turkey and
Memesgiving?
chicken. That was fun. Did not see a memes giving, though. Anyway, fucking, at the Honors Thanksgiving, I don't really talk. I usually just grab food and then just look at people and see what they're doing. Fucking looking at one person or these two people in the corner. Fucking, they're talking. One of them drops their fork on the ground, steps on it, then picks it back up and eats with it.
Yeah.
I saw like one.
That's gross.
Yeah, saw a bite go in. Fucking couldn't stand for that, so got up, grabbed another fork, walked it over to them, put it on the table,
All right,
walked
see,
away.
no, you fucking. That dude was you know what?
I mean-
Ruined it. You ruined that dude. That dude was fucking committed to fucking playing that off, and you fucking ruined all of his work.
The friend said thanks, like not the person who dropped it, but the other person at the table said thanks. I just
You
kept
fucking
walking.
shamed that dude.
Well, I don't want that. I don't want that.
my old
to
friend.
happen where you don't step on a fork and then keep eating with that same
Maybe
fork.
he likes the added flavor.
That's disgusting.
How was the food?
Dry. Like the chicken that they got was dry, but otherwise, fucking the mac and cheese was
Mac and cheese
actually
and
really good.
Thanksgiving? You really fucking serious?
Yes, my sister made homemade mac and cheese for Thanksgiving,
You have a sister?
and by homemade I mean she made the cheese, essentially.
She
made the cheese.
That's actually impressive.
She got the macaronis, and then she got the cheese, and then
She went out to the
Over
barn
top
and
it.
milked old Bessie and fucking churned that shit into cheese and let it ferment for a few weeks, and then you fucking put it into your pants. And
Yeah, man, because the fucking pasta was harder to do.
she didn't want to have to go and
It
harvest
really
the
was.
wheat for that.
Yeah, man, gotta fucking. Nah, man, buy the cow.
Then slaughter it and eat it. America. Anyway, any see anything else interesting, Nick?
don't think there was really.
Because Nick doesn't
Is that
see
it, really,
interesting
Nick? Is
things.
that it?
I mean, most of this week I haven't done anything on the computer because, well, kind of
Well, how did you sustain yourself?
pooped. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm in a computer science degree.
You fucking
And
moocher.
For computer science, you kind of need computers to, program stuff. And a phone's not going to work for that because, well, it doesn't have the right operating system. It could potentially get the right programs, like do an online one, but it's just unusable for the most part, especially since there's a lot of typing going on. Anyway, so instead of trying to do it on my phone or an iPad that I had for some reason, I instead went to the computer lab. But there are classes going on during the day. So I typically just wait till about 9, 10 o'clock rolls around, then I go into the computer lab, so that way I don't, interrupt a class or whatever. At which point, I stay until, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just, doing work or fucking joshing around. Because, I would either, I would either watch stuff on my phone or on that iPad that I had for some reason. And that's unwieldy because the iPad's slow and my phone, like, I can't... Like, fucking iPhone 8s, you can't... Unless you have, like, a dual dongle, you can't listen to the music with
Expand
earbuds
dongle.
and charge your phone at the same time.
Raise your
That sucks.
dongles.
But I would just go to the computer lab. No one else showed up because, well, it's late, and most people, don't go late in the night. They'd probably go, like, before school starts or whatever, or, like, middle of the day when there's no classes. But I don't know the schedule for that, so I just went at the end of the day. Walking back took, like, 15 minutes from the computer lab, and I experienced nothing exciting on the way back. So, yeah. Otherwise, I survived without a working computer.
Congratulations.
Personal computer.
Curator.
Yes. Applaud me.
Curator, do
Applaud
your
me.
thing.
I mean, we're out of weeks at this point,
Curator.
so...
We are. We are out of weeks.
So there's really only one thing left to do.
Well, thank you all for watching the podcast.
No. If you'd like to skip the anime homework, go to
2 hours, 54 minutes, 10 seconds.
Watch him like cut off the recording.
fucking
2 hours, 54 minutes, 10 seconds.
and fucking remove kebab.
fucking Megalobox was the anime homework. Good job, Iggy. You won again. I'm so proud of you. Because, that was an entirely unexpected consequence. And good job for picking such a bad anime.
He went with the safe pick of choosing an anime that people liked from the
To be fair,
previous
yes,
season.
this was a fairly highly regarded show by people. That I wouldn't
Really?
fucking
Yeah, people
I
like
wouldn't
this show.
fucking people are better.
How? That fucking boggles my mind. How do people
So
like
here's
this
the thing.
show?
I don't hate this show as much as I should. Honestly. Fucking the show is a fucking let me fucking explain the fucking premise really quickly for whatever reason. The
Yeah, go
show
ahead.
is about fucking Junk Dog the boxer. He's an underground boxer who's basically a professional thrower. He's a good boxer, but he's basically just paid to throw because he wins fights too easily. Well, he gets fed up with that and fucking has a fucking chance encounter with the fucking this dude named Yuri, who's the champion megalo boxer. Is like, fucking, you're not a real megalo boxer, I'm gonna fucking show you. And then he fucking fights him in the ring, and then he fucking loses. Like, I'm gonna fucking beat you. Like, come fucking fight me at megalo boxer, alright? Fucking, I'm gonna do that. And then they go through the safest and most generic fucking story about a fucking boxer. Then yeah, he eventually fights him, and that's
Alright.
it.
So first up, did anyone here like the show?
Kind of.
I actually wanted to watch it, but I never got the chance
Mega
to.
overall impression.
Yeah.
Mega speaking, and you can't hear him.
Are you?
Where the
Mega
fuck is
can't hear him, can we? I
Can we
thought
not
he was
hear him
being
again?
quiet for a long time.
Can't hear him again.
We can't hear.
Megan, what the
Mega.
fuck are you doing
Get
to make this happen?
Mega, get out of the call. We'll invite you back because we can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Leave.
Legitimately can't hear you.
Why?
I don't know why. We can hear you when you come back. So fucking get back.
Leave
Get
and
out.
Come back.
I don't know why you keep doing that.
Leave. Mega, leave. Mega.
Can't kick them out or
Yes.
anything. Oh wait, you know what?
Oh, there you are.
Apparently, it was on the wrong
Oh,
mic.
dude.
I don't know why.
What are your overall impressions?
It's
I thought the anime was okay. The voice actor was decent. I actually recognized the voice actor for the main character real quick.
Japanese?
Wait, was there a dub?
No, I'm
Yeah.
referring to Japanese.
Oh, alright.
The
Yeah,
dub
you
actually
confused me for a moment there.
the dub actually comes out next month. I found out.
Alright, well,
Wow,
fucking
that's fast.
The voice actor that does the main character has done some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, like in 5D, Zexal, and Arc 5, and that's why I kind of found the voice familiar was because of Arc
So,
5.
let me fucking preference this. The reason I recommended the show was because I was left very blank about this show. I need more opinions about the show because I have no idea what the fuck to take away from it. Like, I watched it, and then it was like, after the end of it, I was just like, what? I was just kind of blank. Like, I don't quite get it.
So the reason that is because this show is bland to the nth degree.
I recognize that.
It's
like,
very-
the story is
It's a very generic
it's just
show.
the fucking story of a fucking underdog boxer going up through the ranks. He's got a gimmick in which he doesn't have these fucking
Yes.
He's got a gimmick, and then he goes up through the ranks, and then he eventually wins. I think. Actually, I'm not sure if they ever explicitly say who won that bout.
They do. At the end of the last episode, they bring up the black card, like, "Hey, Megalobox, give us Joe winner."
It's been a while.
He
Well,
won
13th round, something
in the 13th round, which was a record in 2
So the thing
minutes.
about
I
that,
think
it is the safest.
No, it
it's
was
the
less than that.
safest, most fucking like cliche story I've ever seen. But I can't really hate it for that because I've never seen it before. Like I know it's cliche and I can tell it's cliche, but I've never seen one like it before. So it didn't leave an overly.
You've never watched like,
No,
any
this is actually
boxing
the first
thing?
boxing show I've seen.
I mean,
No, but like
main
in other media, like fucking what
I
is
watched
it? What was
Rocky.
what Real Steel came out a
I
couple
did
of
watch
years
Steel
ago?
Steel actually, kind of the same thing. Come to think of it.
Oh, surprise!
But
Surprise!
there's-
Except
the
you know,
reason why I feel more negative about the show than I think I should in some aspects is that the whole concept of Megalobox is cool, but they don't really implement it well. It's like, hey, what's the difference between regular boxing and megaloboxing? Exoskeletons. How does that affect it? They don't.
You punch harder.
I mean, the most interesting one was the AI one, but even then, we get like one match with it, and then that's it.
It's wasted opportunity.
But so the problem with the show is that it has no focus. Who were they making this show for? Were they making it for the people who like good animation in boxing? Well, they don't have good animation in boxing. Like it's serviceable. Like there's some like nice liquids going on sometimes, but otherwise it's just like a bunch of fucking
specifically
close-ups.
in boxing, I was never too impressed with the fights. Like the fights were never really the highlight of it for me.
Is it the intense struggle of trying to get to the top? Not really, because it's not that intense. Like he loses the one that you think he's going to lose. Like the best one where they kind of had you guessing was the Aragaki one.
Yeah,
The
the
Aragaki
fucking-
fight, like that was
Is
decent.
that the commando dude?
What?
Or-
Yeah, that's the no legs dude.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like it's obvious that he's gonna win on all of them, and like he doesn't implement any like special techniques or whatever. Like he's just like a generic
it
boxing dude.
we're just expected to believe that he's just that fucking good. He's supplementing the fact that he isn't physically enhanced with 100% pure
Yeah.
technique. Which honestly,
Yeah.
no.
That's
None
the
of this
thing.
works.
While watching it, while I do agree with Iggy, I didn't hate it, but it's like they did show some things, but they never really capitalized on a lot of the things. It's a basic looking anime, I would say.
Is it the
Like everything about this show is so like it feels like they didn't try at all with this show. They were just like, oh hey, here's fucking generic boxing dude. He wants to get to the top because that's his dream
story,
or whatever. Oh, here's the rough and tumble promoter who has a dark and devious past, but he's turning himself around by cutting out his eye. That was actually decent.
Like even when it came to like we saw some of the training here that we didn't see that much.
Right, and it's not even like they don't like the show is called Megalobox, but it never focuses on the fucking gears, which would be like interesting. Like there's nothing interesting about the show. Like the visuals are bland.
are the visuals
The fucking
bland?
setting, like if they could have done something
fucking
with the
say,
setting because there's that divide between like the citizens and the non-citizens, but they never go into detail about that. So there's nothing there. They could have gone into the society, but there's nothing there. Like they could have gone into the fucking technology that's around, like not even strictly the gear, but like developed on like, for instance, on fucking Shirato's fucking deal with the military. They could have developed that more. Or like there's so many things that they could have done, but they're just like, we're just gonna tell a generic boxing story. It's fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
By the way, I don't know if I agree with you on the visuals. I actually really like the visuals in this show.
The visuals were okay.
It's just that
It's
there's
a style I've never seen before. Yeah.
really it's Like
I think it's supposed to reminisce the older
That's immediately
style.
the impression.
I mean,
like the
it's
old-
very reminiscent of Boopadoop, but like the actual animation itself
Cowboy
is
Bebop.
Hold on,
Cowboy
hold on. Of
Bebop.
oh,
Like, and that's how we
the
called
first
it in
impression
anime.
I got.
Cowboy
Hey,
Bebop.
this looks pretty good.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's
it
pretty
looked good. The one thing that I
wait.
actually did not like, the one thing I didn't like about it, and also this will kind of bring up that it doesn't break Iggy's cardinal sin
It doesn't,
rule
weirdly.
because the opening wasn't in the first episode. I didn't like
I
the
hated
opening.
the opening.
Like I did not like the
opening.
opening music.
Hey, look, there's a wolf. Oh shit!
It's
No, the
Okay.
music I'm referring to. I
if
did
we're gonna
not
talk about
like
that really quick, this show has the weirdest fucking music. Like sometimes the music is okay, sometimes the music is just not fitting at all. It's weird.
Yeah, like during the episodes, it's mixed. The
Bad.
opening, no.
Okay.
The ending, I didn't really listen
Ending's
to the
okay.
ending one. But during episodes, the music was like sometimes it's good,
Like,
sometimes
they have
it's
some
eh.
good like they throw in
it's
some
like-
hip hop, which fucking works pretty well. Like immediately after the opening, there's a
Yeah.
little bit of hip hop, which I think sounds nice, and then sometimes I'm on the fence about the kid rapping.
Like it's trying to do a Devilman Crybaby, but like it's just bad in comparison because Devilman Crybaby, like when the rapping actually starts, they actually have some interesting visuals to go along with it. Which, by the way, this show fucking loves
For some
montages
reason.
because it just needs to. It just needs to keep churning through like also this show's only 13 episodes, so they skip.
you're forgetting.
they skip
you're
multiple
forgetting.
fights.
It's a boxing anime. You're supposed to have the montages.
Maybe.
But the thing is, yes, but to a certain extent.
Right. Like they use like they never go so they never focus on anything to make this show good. Like it's just a bunch of like slapstick, oh that's a boxing thing, that's boxing, that's boxing. Oh, box montages, let's
It's
go.
just
Fucking
a safe, generic, not very focused show.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's basic. They kind of tried to go the safe route to not like. How can I put this?
They didn't want
Now
to
I
go. They didn't
Throw
take
too
any
much
risks
in it.
on something.
They just wanted to focus on that. There's
I feel like
boxing.
they came up with the concept of
For
they
that,
came up with
they
the
were
concept of like Junk Dog and like yeah this is pretty cool, and then he meets the champion, and then they didn't really think about the middle parts of the show, like episode 3 onwards. Like oh that just happens.
Well, they at least saw like a tournament idea, but
There's a tournament.
they could have shown more of
They
the
didn't really
tournament.
think about like oh you know what would be really cool? Megaloboxing. Isn't that just real steel? No, it's exoskeletons.
That's why they should have made it longer than just
Yeah.
13 episodes. So they could have at least done.
I feel like
even if they did make it longer, they wouldn't do anything with that time because the base is like the concept of megaloboxing is fine. Like there's a lot you can do with that, but the way they present it makes it seem really fucking boring and bland, especially when like you don't even need a gear to beat someone with a gear.
Oh, and there's also the fact that
well
the backstory on how Junkyard and the trainer met only happens in
what
episode
the fuck
12.
was their backstory? They met.
Fucking he was doing fighting not in gear.
Regular boxing, and the trainer watched him, and he was impressed.
that.
Yeah, and so he brought him into the world of megaloboxing and throwing matches.
And then there's the final fight where it was a regular boxing match within the Megalobox.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Which lasted a record-breaking 13
To fucking-
rounds. A first ever.
to fucking finish my thought earlier, where they were like, they thought of like the concept of Junk Dog, Megaloboxing in the tournament. They also then probably thought, you know, what'd be cool. Fucking in the last episode, we're gonna throw away the Megaloboxing part, and that threw me for a loop. At the very least, I didn't expect that to happen.
Like, if we had a lot of, like, actual, like, good fights before that, then I would have been on board with it, because Yuri would, like... The concepts are fine, but their execution is just awful. Yeah.
I mean, at the end, it was like, oh man, he's losing the fight. Everyone believe in him, and then he won.
You got it's
Every
like
fight,
you got-
every single
Anime
fight.
like you can just
Into
look at
the
the
anime
cast of
yelling.
characters. You've got the main character who's good for no really explained reason. You've got the CD trainer. You've got the kids. You've got. I don't think there was a woman actually.
Yeah, the owner.
Sure,
the owner was a
no,
female.
there
There was
I
only
didn't
one
like that. I mean, like,
female.
there was no love interest. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do the love. They didn't do a love interest.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there wasn't a love interest thing, but there was also not really a main villain.
Yuri was the.
Like the
It
champion was
wasn't. Really,
Yuri. Was,
So fucking awful as a rival.
he just kind of sits.
that's the
Right.
thing. Because Yuri was a champion, but he didn't have like the bad guy attitude or anything. He was fair
he
through and
needed
through.
He doesn't need to have bad guy attitude. He just needs to have something. Like what's his
Dog.
character? Oh, he's good at boxing.
Well,
he has
as
a
the
dog.
as the fucking
He's a champion.
symbolism will tell you, he's a chained animal. He's just fucking doing someone else's bidding, and he doesn't like it anymore because he saw what real Megalo boxing was through a stray.
But the thing is, he does like it. Like he joined Shirato to fucking make her
Yes, but
dream
now
a
he's seen
reality.
what real Megalo
And
boxing
only
is.
Only to have it to rip
Real Megalo boxing
everything
is just boxing
out
away.
of him. Then she ditches him because of it.
I mean, she doesn't regret, quote unquote, but she still misses him.
I think one of the biggest
Yeah, you
missed
can tell
opportunities
that.
is what was happening with that lady. It's like at the end, she's just like, "Yeah, move on, whatever. We're just doing shit with our technology." It's like
Yeah.
it really much felt like, "Yeah, this is just like a snippet of something that's happening in a world where much more interesting stuff is going on." Probably.
Like the implications of what a fucking gear can do in like warfare. That's fucking cool. Like there was just like with the Aragaki, there was like, oh, I lost my legs in the war. What war?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
The
who are
Desert
you
War.
fighting? Why were you fighting? Why is there a war? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Like, there's like a straight up
Well, future,
protocol.
there's always a war.
He like straight up, he just straight up went to a body and was like, "Oh, are you alive? Oh God, it's a bomb!" Like that's not you don't do
He's an
that.
altruist.
They don't tell you. They tell you not to do that, and you know what he does? He fucking does it. Fuck you. He deserved it. Fucking deserved to have his legs blown off.
Well, granted, we've never had military training like you
Well,
have.
he has,
so...
what do you mean he didn't have military training?
He
He's
said-
in the military.
no.
He would have
He
had
was saying
training.
we.
No, I said we didn't have military training.
No,
like
it's
you,
just,
so...
it's just something.
character-
It's just something I'm throwing in the conversation. It's something that they train you not to do. Yeah, I mean, he saw a wife or a lady and like her supposed child, but there's things you have to do. Also, where the fuck was his team? Fuck it, he's just exploring a room. Oh, there's an explosion. Oh, that
The
sucks.
point he was making is
No legs
that
for
the
you.
character had military training. As he was in the military.
I mean, to be honest, it doesn't do shit for you. He was part of the reserves, though. He showed if it's anything like it is in real life. He just showed up once a month to do shit. Boxing was his main shtick.
Also, the villain was probably
I mean, sure, but when you're eventually indoctrinated, you would still need to go through
never mind.
training, like re-education.
it's just a lot of fucking things that could have been better if they had just decided to focus a little bit more, a few more episodes, and maybe flesh out some things about Megalo boxing. Like, if you could rearrange, like, just remake this show, it could be made so much better. If you just put a little bit more focus into certain aspects. It's not I don't hate it, though, weirdly. I should hate this show for what it is. I don't know. I still kind of enjoy it a little bit.
There's nothing, like, offendingly bad about it. It's just
I feel like we had
bland.
this...
They played way too safe with everything. They were like, man,
Yeah.
what's a safe? All right, so let's see. We got a fighter who's like just inherently good at everything. He meets a dude. He meets a super cool fucking or he's like a washed up trainer dude, and the trainer takes him all the way to the championship. Along the way, they meet the fucking plucky kid. We're just missing a love interest, and then we got a full on just super planned
You have the
fucking
betrayal.
anime.
And
Like
everything.
this, like if you wanted to, you can think of it like a B movie, but like there's just nothing special
Yeah, that
about it,
kinda
anyways.
works. B-movies really works.
Like,
Yeah.
literally watching it, it just felt like it was a movie.
I didn't No, never mind. Fucking, how about those faces though? One thing that really threw me for a loop was the character design. I actually kind of like the character design. It's very, I wouldn't say unique, but it's very standout-ish.
Old school?
I'd say. Yeah, and old school. Fucking Yuri's face was like, what the fuck? At first.
Well, honestly, when I saw Yuri's face, I literally thought that was going to be the bad guy of the show,
Lupin.
but then just the way he acted, I was
Lupin,
like,
motherfucker.
what the fuck?
And then I realized Nick said it was made by the people who did Lupin. I don't know.
Fucking, this show isn't explicitly bad, but it doesn't do anything to try. It doesn't
The worst thing
try.
it does is
and that's worse
show
than just
potential.
an
The
average
worst
show.
thing it did was show potential. And then just do nothing with it.
Mhm.
Unfortunate. And
Like,
I made you
for-
sit through that because I already knew
Ah,
all
yes.
this. See, I don't only recommend good shows. I
Like in
recommend
this show-
shows that are educational, that will give us something to ponder.
There was nothing to ponder. It was just
Well,
bland.
you can't just watch good shows all
It's-
the time.
We don't watch good shows all the time. According to you, the entire CSS was a mistake, and
Oh
that was
yeah,
3
no,
shows.
that was awful. We're never doing that again. But the difference was,
Well, at least,
I
at least it
already
wasn't
watched
fake
this, so I could
boxing.
go off and watch Monogatari. And that's what I did.
Anyway, this show's like a 3 out of 10 for me. Like,
Oh,
while it is just painfully bland and average, because it doesn't try, I was just fucking bored throughout the entire thing, and that's the worst thing you could do. Like, fucking Index. Like, that's a 5 for me, because while it does have some bad, it also has a decent amount of good, and it just, balances it out. But with this show, there's nothing good or bad about it. It's just
So
fucking
neither
bland.
good nor
And
bad
that's even
is
worse than
bad.
being good and bad. Like, it's worse than average because it's painfully
Your scoring
average.
system's always been weird.
is the
though,
way I
so
would put it.
whatever. I'd give it a 5. While it's fucking generic as shit and you could see everything coming, it still managed to keep my interest through the whole thing. And if someone's like, hey, I want to watch something that doesn't take much brain power, I say, nah, this is okay. It's at least, I like the visuals, so just be prepared for one of the worst openings
enjoyed.
besides Kill Me Baby.
I'm definitely going to watch it when I get the chance. So it's a will watch out of 10 for me.
Oh,
That should count.
Mega
Or
score.
Chris. Be your own master.
I give it a 4 out of 10. It was a nice thing to it was a nice thing to watch, and I did like watch like more than the first episode, but but at the same time it's like, yeah, it was just disturbingly they didn't do anything that crazy. You knew he was gonna win. You knew he was basically gonna win every fight. Like, yeah, okay, look, we're at episode 2 and he's fighting the champion. He's not gonna beat the champion at this point. But every other fight, like, I was like, oh man, is he gonna lose? Can he lose? He didn't lose. Fuck. He just doesn't lose. And
And for me, it's like I'm literally in the same boat as Iggy. Like watching it, I didn't hate it because it's literally like it gives you right off the bat what it's going to be and everything. It doesn't look that bad of an anime. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that could have been added or done.
I mean, there's nothing to hate because there's nothing there.
I mean, there's stuff there. It's just not very good stuff. It's just
And for what it is, at least I would say it's somewhat at least watchable if you enjoy the concept of what it is. So,
hey man, you like boxing? What if it's a boxing anime? Ah. Except, isn't there another
People.
boxing anime that people like?
Hajime
Like
no
older.
watching that next.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's watch that next.
see, I'm still
Apparently
between
that's
giving
supposed
it-
to be good.
I'm still between giving it a 4.5 or a 5.
Then
I give it
average
4.5.
4.75.
4.75 to
Yeah,
5.
okay. I'll give it 4.75.
There you go.
That's everybody.
Fucking yep. Anime homework.
Except for the part where we
Done.
recommend more shows, which is also
Yep.
a part of the whole process. Which, by the way, I won.
Eh,
Thanks for voting for that. And
Yep,
I
so
don't
you
get to
don't
vote.
need
I don't
to
have to
vote.
vote. Gay for me.
Oh yeah, gay for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, it's a
Okay.
happy
Gay for
moment for
me.
me.
Also, Yujo Senki's getting a movie in next season.
Ooh.
So that's cool. Which by the way, fucking keep an eye out for that so that way we can do the
What are you
thing.
talking about?
We mentioned like tracking certain.
Oh,
like we
right.
each pick a show and we track that.
Oh, when
Next
does that happen?
season.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's-
It's still about like a month away for the most part, but
For the
keep
uninitiated,
your eyes out for
so
like
everybody,
shows that you might want
uh,
to go after.
So basically, the
The last one of this year,
it's-
basically.
yeah, the last podcast of this year, we'll figure out what we want to follow.
Mm-hmm. Our sequel, or like next seasons of a show, fair game. I would think
we'll
not,
figure
right?
it out.
All right.
Depends on how
So,
many
we
seasons
have
there are.
4 people here putting out shows.
This is like season 3. Like, come on, you got 2 seasons of content? Fuck no.
I mean, it also depends on how long each of
So
the
the,
seasons are, because like Full
That's
Metal Panic,
true.
is, like 4 episodes each.
It's gonna be interesting because like
Season.
every other week that we do this podcast, we're gonna be talking about fucking. Are we all gonna pick a show, or is it gonna be like 3 shows or less?
Well, the show that I have in mind starts like late January for it.
I would imagine the main 4 of us would pick.
Get fucked.
I will. I want to impose a veto system, but we'll get around to that when we get around to that. I don't want us to be recommending shit just because it's available. It's basically the CSS at that point. I don't want to.
Yeah, man. Everyone chooses the space anime, and Dominic just says, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore."
The block is already in my hand.
How'd that happen?
Materialized when I heard space.
Space.
Space. Space.
Not the
Space.
Fucking. Anyway.
Space is a
it's
fun
really not.
concept.
Fucking.
Yep.
It is.
So, let's recommend a show. I don't have to recommend. Yay for me. It's a grand old gay time. What the fuck is that treat called? Is it golden gay time? That Australian ice cream?
Oh, if I know.
Because in Australia, they still have the original meaning of the word gay. Like true American heroes.
True American heroes.
Any fucking country that's willing to go to fucking automatic rifle warfare with birds is a fucking American patriot in my mind. Emu War.
Ostriches?
The Emu War.
No, the emu one.
I actually watched
The
a video
greatest
on
war.
the Emu War recently. Have you heard of
Was that good?
the
Emu War.
oversimplified?
War-torn, hardened veterans versus
Well,
a bird.
it was actually like 3 dudes with 2 machine guns and a lot of emus who were eating fucking farmland, and then the machine guns kept jamming.
I thought they had
Yeah,
like
that'll
an
happen.
entire army
No,
fighting
it was
the
3
emus.
dudes, I think. At the very least, it was 2 machine guns. There was only 2 machine guns. Have you ever heard of there's this channel that's kind of up and coming called like Oversimplified or something? Like Oversimplified History?
Yeah.
They did like World War One and fucking some other stuff in Civil War. It does it in a very fucking easy to fucking consume way that's very nice. With a bit of fucking comedy. They did one about the Emu War, and that's how I know. And the Great Soccer War.
Yo,
It
what?
was like a
Soccer war?
fucking 100-hour war between 2 fucking South American states who were having like political trouble, and it all came to a head in which they had a soccer match against each other for like the world final to get into the World Series,
What?
and then one side lost, and then war started. It was something. No one won.
Hmm.
Of course, no one.
Well,
won.
the
Why
only
would
people
anyone
who
win
won
that?
were the people exporting bananas.
No one wins.
Actually,
Hmm.
or importing. I've stalled enough. Nick, what's your show?
Fucking.
Nick Nick, shut up. You don't get to talk. Hey, Mega, what's your show?
Nick, what's
Ian,
your
what's
show?
your show? Is it
Ian,
Heavy
what's your
Object
show?
or Card-Type Vanguard?
Please.
No,
Do
I can't
Alright,
do
so it's
heavy
Card
object
Fight
because
Vanguard.
I suggested that last time. No,
That's Card
no,
Vanguard.
no.
Someone write it down.
You can't do heavy
Someone
object
write it
since you
down.
mentioned
Ian
it
said
last week,
fucking
I think.
Card-Fight Vanguard.
Yeah, that's what I just said. The second season of Fooly Cooly.
Right, we just watched the first season.
Wait, is alternative?
watch the-
Wait, it was alternative and what else? I forget.
Fucking, I don't remember which,
Okay.
but fucking, I talked to Nick about this. I don't remember if I mentioned this on the podcast, but people were ripping into the new Fooly Cooly for the exact reasons I didn't like the fucking original, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed as it's the same shit.
Ian, are you actually recommending Fully Cooley Season 2?
Yes.
Good luck.
Okay. And that is alternative?
Yeah, he loves
Oh, yeah,
Dominic's
no.
vote.
Sorry, one-
Mega, are you there?
Yo, what's Mega fucking recommending? What has he got?
I think
No,
Mega
he's
got
not
mute
even-
again.
No, I said, Nick, what's your anime? Because I don't know what I'm recommending yet.
Fucking just do the
the
dude
dude.
who like turns ugly to fight
Dude.
crime or whatever. What the
No,
fuck is
I
that?
don't wanna go for it.
Progressive Season 2!
I've given up on that because no one's gonna fucking
Good
vote
choice,
for it
Mega.
ever.
Yeah, no.
And
No,
would
I
think-
mean,
why I
no,
recommended
but now, hold on. Now is your best chance though, because Dominic's
But
not in the
here's
running.
thing. Then Nick's gonna pick something good, and it's like, well, default to that, because it's either fucking...
Nick doesn't always have good
it's
taste
gonna be
though.
better than
let's be
Fooly
honest.
Cooly or fucking 2B Hero, I'll tell you what. You fucking like... Oot.
It might.
Fucking
It probably
Uchida would be
will.
better than that. And then like you get fucking Akagami fucking whatever the fuck through in that case.
No shit.
Yeah, if you fucking hedge your bets right now, it could work. Although,
Progressive is Season 2 of FLCL, by the
okay,
way.
so he's doing progressive. Mega's doing something, but he's
I don't know what the fuck
Trying
I'm
to
doing.
find something
Chris
that
is
isn't
also
2B hero.
here.
I think I may go eeny meeny miny mo and
Hey,
just hope
hey.
for the best.
Eeny
Just
meeny
remember,
miny
you're
mo.
fucking
Last time I did that, I ended up with
yeah.
18
I was about to
tokens, just
fucking
remind
say
you
you're on
guys.
fucking thin ice. You have to fucking
Do
recommend
it.
shows you know are at least of some quality. Cause fuck you. Put in some sanctions. Chris, what's your recommendation?
I'm trying to find.
And here's the
something.
part where we stall with fucking kebab music.
Gee.
How you pick the boppies?
Remove kebab. I'm gonna keep playing it until you fucking pick something, Nick.
Well, first off, I have to go through the whole spiel about FLCL Progressive.
Fine.
Fucking FLCL Progressive, made by...
Oh, right, this shit.
It would load. Made
It's who the fuck made
by
it?
Production IG.
Aren't they good?
What did they do?
They've done things like Attack
Yeah,
on
right.
Titan, Psychopaths, IQ, Kurako no Basuke, Guilty Crown, Kimi no Todake, FLCL, Ancient Magus
Wow, they are
Bride,
hit and miss as
uh,
fuck.
fucking... I know, Ghost in the Shell, they did Evangelion, the end of Evangelion. They did Eden of
Oh,
the East.
seriously? Fucking, what are these
Usagi
people?
drop.
Hey, fucking Eden of the East, Guilty Crown, fucking, what? How? How are these?
They've done Love Hina,
Guilty
Blood
Crown.
Plus,
No,
XXX
it's
Holic,
Holic.
fucking...
They've
It's
done
just-
a lot.
Oh, they did the Pokemon, fucking, the Origin
Oh, that miniseries.
show.
It's like fucking, there's like, I heard so many things I liked and so many things I hated in there. Hey, why don't you
Basically
do?
a
We talked about Eden of
50-50.
the East. Why don't we do Eden of the East? Let's do Eden of the East. I like Eden of the East. I need to watch the movie too.
You haven't watched
No,
the
I've
movie?
only seen
What?
the fucking the anime.
Fucking... Fine, what? I mean, there's two movies?
I don't
or three movies, I
remember.
forget.
I just remember thinking, huh, that ended weirdly. And then years later, I heard there were movies.
Yeah. So, fucking...
That's also
Why
that
not? I
show
guess
that
I'll
has the
recommend
ghost
Eden of the
penis.
East again. Fucking... There we go. Fucking there,
Yeah,
bam.
what is-
Like, even the East again. It will get through eventually.
Stream mode content.
I mean, you have a good
Fuck
chance
is
right
this?
now.
Yep. I guess so.
Actually, I did come up with a thing, but there's a requirement that has.
What
to be
does
met
that
with
mean,
it.
Mega?
It's not
Uh,
finished.
No, because the anime follows after a movie, so technically we
Tell
would
us
have
what
to
it
watch a
is.
movie and an anime. The anime is only,
What?
The anime is only
What is
13
the
episodes
fucking-
though.
What is it?
What is it?
Ninja Scroll.
I've never heard of this.
What the fuck?
I mean,
It came out in the 90s.
put up a picture.
Alright. Hey, Nick, you have real good
Well,
odds.
By Madhouse.
Ooh,
Like, real
Madhouse.
good odds.
I don't know their reputation in the
Ninja
90s.
Ninja Scroll was very popular back in the
I don't-
day. When the movie came.
1993.
Fucking put up a picture like everyone else does.
Are you actually
He's trying to
recommending
find
it?
one. He's trying to find
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, I'm recommending Ninja Scroll. That's what I said.
I don't think the movie beforehand will fucking hinder it. If nothing else, fucking
No, it says that the anime takes place after the movie.
I mean, I don't feel like we need to watch the movie to understand anything. now.
ninjas and shit. It's not honestly that bad.
Ninja Scroll by Madhouse. They've done things
One
like
Punch,
fucking
man,
Death Parade.
Boogie
And-
Pop Phantom. Isn't that
and
even a
not
remake?
One Punch Man 2, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
When is One Punch Man 2
Soon.
supposed to come out?
April. We've mentioned this
think
before.
Yeah, I don't think Ian was here for that.
Yeah. One Punch Man was mentioned last
Oh
weekend.
man, you know what they did?
Here.
They did Hajime no Ippo.
Ooh.
They've done High School of the
Ooh.
Dead, fucking Hunter x Hunter 2011, by the way.
I know people really seem to like fucking. Or no, it was a high school. I was thinking something else.
They were behind High School of the
Never
Dead?
mind,
The
different
fuck?
show.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking High School DxD.
Ace
Well.
of the Dead, or Ace of Diamond, Regular Match High School, No Game No Life, Death Parade, Overlord, Prince of Stride Alternative. Oh man,
Fucking
so good. Not really, actually.
regular Magic High School. Fuck off.
Yeah, Bug Bop is getting a remake.
That
thought
show
so.
has
I
forever
thought so.
scarred me.
In any case, fucking Chris, what are you recommending?
You the only?
Hey Nick, what are you recommending?
I already recommended my thing, Eating the East.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes,
Yes.
Are you sure?
yes.
Are you
Yes.
sure though?
Why are you asking me if I'm sure?
I don't know, because you could change it.
It's already written down. It's a little late.
Nick,
Nah, you just erase it and
don't
put
give
something
in to
else
peer
in.
pressure.
Well, wait, if I give in to you, isn't that
No,
getting
because
into
I'm
peer
aiding
pressure?
you. See, the difference
It
with him is I'm
Yeah,
aiding
pretty
you.
much.
That's not how this works.
Listen,
he's
here's the
pressuring
thing.
you, Nick.
Chris is manipulating you, but I'm manipulating you in a good way.
I'm not, though. I'm also manipulating you in a good way. You could put
So
something
even
forward,
though
you
you're
could put something else
manipulated.
forward.
How about this?
You're
Nick?
always
your
getting
own
manipulated,
master.
Nick. You don't have a fucking choice. Do
Nick, you're your own
something.
master. How about that? But I'm gonna fucking kick you if you do something else.
You can't kick me from a Twitch
Oh,
call.
I meant physically.
Yeah,
Next time
he
I
can't
see
kick you.
Kick.
You'll never see
know
him.
you're gonna
though.
see
Hey, you can
me.
hedge that bet. If I never see you, you never get kicked. But on your deathbed, just be aware that if you see me, you will get
Yeah,
kicked.
man. On his deathbed, he's gonna totally invite everyone over. Here's
Like,
where I'm at.
everyone's
Come kick
solemn
me.
around him as
I
Nick
mean-
is fucking passing, and it's just I fucking jump in fucking the room and fucking start curb stomping him. Fuck your sights.
If I get married and if I was forced to have a wedding ceremony, then I would probably invite you
Fucking
guys.
kidding, I hate weddings.
Okay.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Nick's getting married.
If I were
What?
to be married and if I was forced to have the ceremony for the wedding,
Listen,
I would
I'm not a
probably
fan of
invite you
weddings.
guys.
You're gonna get forced to have the
Listen,
ceremony.
I don't like weddings, and I don't find I think it's very cringy when people get married to their waifus. So I'm not gonna attend that.
What if it's an actual person?
Just-
What do you mean?
That was actually pretty good.
Just shit on you so hard.
I think that was an appropriate response. Mm.
What if it was a real person?
Just fucking punch. Get wrecked. Oh, what a Play-Doh.
What a Play-Doh? Partial to purple myself.
No, I don't fucking.
Chris, what do you
What a
recommend?
Gundam.
I don't know. What are you recommending?
Eden.
I recommend the Eden of the East.
Are you?
You know, you could
Yes!
use Eden of the West, Nick. That's mostly pretty good.
There is no Eden of the West.
How about Eden of the
Or the
North?
South.
There's no
How
Eden
about
of the
Eden of the
North.
South?
There's no Eden of the South. There's no Eden of the South North.
How about a little more south?
No.
What about the
Eden of the
Northeast?
Alabama.
There is no Eden of the North.
Down
South
the
Alabama.
Eden of the Northwest.
There's no Eden of the Northwest.
How about South Alabama?
We don't go
There's
here,
no
though,
Eden
but that's
of
fucking
South
cocktail time.
Alabama. And that's a very specific Eden.
Well,
Listen, to some people,
Eden
Some
of North Carolina.
North Carolina.
There's no Eden of the North Carolina.
What about Canada?
oh,
There's no Eden of the
Canada.
Canada.
Eden of the fucking Tim Hortons.
What about
Also,
Eden?
Eden of the Poutine.
I have no idea what you said.
Fritzen?
Poutine. It's food. Yeah.
Poutine?
Yeah, I'm saying it the French
You mean
version.
the wrong version.
The
Why are
French
you
way.
saying it like a fuckwad?
What?
No,
Oh,
it's just
we're gonna go to
poutine.
my accent thing again. Woohoo!
It's not an accent thing, it's you just being a dumbass.
Nah,
No,
I say
that's how
How
poutine.
we've come to this point.
Poutine is how you
I
say it in
love
French.
how we got to the point in our existence where Nick is telling someone they're a dumbass for saying something wrong. I just want to sit back and enjoy the irony of that. Fucking
What irony?
Leviathan, motherfucker.
What's wrong with Leviathan?
So, Chris, what's your anime?
Leviathan.
Did not know that was an anime.
When did this come out? When did that happen?
That was
though?
Borderlands 2.
What was this?
Yeah,
So that was our
the
first-
It was during the
That
DLC.
was the pirate DLC when we were in the Oasis and it was all dry.
Oh, wait, wasn't that the first
That was
game?
the
though?
first. No, it was the second Borderlands. That was the first time we did a Borderlands.
It was
Right,
the
we did
pirate
the
DLC.
second game, and then we went back to the first game, and then we played the less than
Well,
stellar
it actually
sequel
went to
to the second game.
pre-sequel 1.
Pre-sequel.
Wait,
we
what?
played 2, then
We played
pre-sequel,
one
then
last? What?
No, we played.
Yeah.
Did we?
I could have sworn we played
Oh,
one
yeah, no, we
before
did, that's right.
pre-sequel. No. I've lost all.
I remember
whatever the
because I
fuck's
was
going
sitting
on
there looking at Steam. I was like, "Oh, 1's on sale." It's the fucking universe telling us to play it. After all that,
No, well. Yeah, man, because one was a great game.
it's set up too.
It was truly the best Borderlands game.
Nothing's gonna beat 2, unfortunately. I'm really hoping 3 pulls ahead, but it's gonna be hard.
Three's not gonna be.
Just think, I'm probably gonna continue playing 1 tomorrow night.
Where are you at in 1?
Do you even know what goes on? I don't know what
I
goes
do.
on in one. I ran away from everyone. Great. We left. There's also very long vehicle sections, or if you blow up your team's vehicle, it's fun.
Yeah. To be fair, they didn't get better in 2. What are you recommending, Chris?
Yeah, no, it didn't. I'm just gonna go with. Go
Which variation of
with robotics nuts.
robotics?
It's not a Gundam show, but it is a robot, and I'm super happy. I don't know. I just found this. There's a robot in it. I'm like, oh sweet, here we go.
Robotics
Yeah,
Notes.
begun.
It is by. It's a game?
It's a visual
No.
novel.
No,
it's
it's
a
an
visual
anime.
novel.
It's something that's
Well, there's
based off
also
a
an
visual
anime.
novel.
Production
Video
IG.
game.
Yay!
Production IG
So
week,
it's
I
been.
guess.
They also did stuff like Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
Psychopaths, Guilty Crown, Haikyuu, Crooked Investigate,
Eden,
FLCL,
Eden of the East.
Ancient Agnes'
Wow.
Bride, Eden of the East, Ghost in the Shell, Usagi Drop,
yeah, boy.
Blood Plus, Exorcistic, Love Hina, more Ancient Agnes' shit, Joker's Game.
Alrighty, so here we go. Apparently it's about this dude who's in a robot club, but, they're underfunded so they can't actually make a robot, and then he meets an AI.
I will synthesize you money, I guess.
Weird.
It's 22 episodes.
I don't know.
We have all become robots.
Okay, so Eden of the
Alright,
East,
so we got Ian with FLC at Progressive.
11 episodes. Robotics Club is 22
Me with
episodes.
Eden.
I don't know about the other two.
Eden of the East is 13 plus the movies.
Don't. What the fuck?
And we got Ninja Scroll from Mega, and then Robotics Notes from Chris. Yeah. Alright, here's how voting works. You write the name of the person, not the name of the show. You get one vote. Or you can write something indicative of the person. For instance, for me, it'd be fucking Ninja. For Iggy, it'd be Alien. Ian, it'd be Lan. Or Lan Ian, sorry, my bad. For Chris, it'd be Pi. And then for Mega, it would be Surge.
Hey, remember it's my real name.
Have we
Can't
ever
vote for yourself.
voted normally? Like,
Dimension.
have our votes ever just been names?
No. Somehow our
Now
names
everyone
are,
just tries to figure out
our names
something.
are written,
Yeah.
but we just write something else with it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Same.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, on the count of 3. 1,
Go
2,
up with the
3.
bass.
Sent it to me.
It's literally 2!
2 and 2. Wait. Wait,
the
Let's
fuck
wait.
is-
what did Nick vote?
Once again, I get no.
One for me.
What did Nick vote?
I voted Ian.
That means
two for
1
Chris.
Ian, 2 Chris, 2 Nick.
Nick-
I think? Oh, wait, no, that's Mega.
Wait, what do you mean? No.
Alright, so, Chris,
That's
Yeah.
a mega vote.
Wait, where's where's
don't
the vote
betray
for
the party
me?
ever again, or we will somehow remove you from the game. That's you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh!
I didn't
I
know
mean,
that
I
was-
don't know.
I
Remember
really
that time
don't
when
know.
Nick betrayed the party and then we fucking we beat the shit out of him and took his shit? Yeah, that was great.
I want my ship back.
Yeah, anyway,
by the way.
fucking, Chris.
We'll get
You-
to that next time.
Mhm.
Hey, I did it.
Man, no one likes ninjas apparently, except for Chris.
I fucking voted for you.
I said except
Punch
for
me because of Nick.
no one likes
Yo,
historical-
ninjas are cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
no
what was I mean?
Fucking, I want to watch a 93 anime.
What?
That's fair.
Ninja Scroll is 13 episodes, and the movie.
1993, as in
That's
the year.
3 years before I was born.
Dude, Ninja Scroll used to be was like the biggest anime.
Now
in-
it's
in the
Tiger
90s.
and Bunny.
Okay.
Was it?
Yeah. All my friends never shut up about it, so it's like, you know what? I'll watch it this time. Apparently not.
You had friends
You have
in
friends?
the 90s?
Yeah.
He
You know
was
what?
old,
Fucking,
by the by. He's
if
old.
nothing,
No one wants to say something with historical horror, shonen, supernatural.
I was curious,
you know,
but I like
fantasy,
Eden of the East too
ninja.
much. Like, if Eden of the East wasn't there, if it was like some other bullshit, I would have probably voted that.
Like, if I write to be hero, no one votes for me.
No one wants to watch it.
If I write something else, I at least get one. If I don't write that, I most of the time get one vote.
It was a good
Everyone else is
submission,
like,
overshadowed by a different, better one because I have experience with it. But besides that,
No, maybe
it's
if
like
I
a-
wrote Ghost. Maybe if I wrote Ghost in
What
the
the
Shell, that
fuck
would have
is
been
Eden of
better.
the
Actually,
East
probably won't win.
anyways? What the... Oh, there's
Fucking-
missiles.
Cell phones fucking... No, missile gets launched, nobody dies in the explosion. How did that happen?
Wait.
Let's find out.
Honestly, I know nothing about all these animes, so I just went eating meeny miny
not
mo.
the best way to do that. But fucking, at the
Even mine, I only know
at the
there's
very
ninjas in
least,
mine.
the one thing I can take away in happiness from this is that no one voted FLCL because fuck that show.
Yes, no
Did
one.
Nick
Ian.
vote that?
Yeah, no one.
Nick, fuck you. Alright, you would fucking
Gladly.
vote for that. You fucking...
I mean, I want to see how bad
No,
it's
you don't.
gotten.
Keep your happy
Supposedly.
memories, even though they shouldn't be happy because that show is not good.
Don't you want to destroy his fragile
No,
existence, though?
It's just bad for the same reasons the first one is bad, except people aren't blinded anymore.
Oh, Robotics Notes takes place in 2019.
Hey!
Fucking sweet. Here it comes, guys.
The
Fucking
near
Japanese
future,
high
one of the
schoolers
best
building
parts
giant robots in their
Okay,
fucking clubs.
packaged with Phone Droid OS friends, bringing the augmented reality world goes into existence.
Oh god.
What the fuck is this?
You know, I saw a robot. I mean, that's not the picture I had. The picture I had was like a girl in front of a robot, and I was like, you know what? This looks cool.
I see that picture now, yeah.
Oh...
Yeah, I do as well.
I was like,
Fucking
this is
You know what? Maybe...
this'll be fine.
It's a hidden gem.
high school's robot research club is in danger of losing its club status. Kaido Yashio, one of the only two members, is only obsessed with robot fighting games, showing no interest in the Robo Club, even in this
I'm actually
situation.
surprised.
The reckless club head, Akiho Sanomiya, aims to complete a giant robot, struggling hard to avoid losing the club status. Then one day, Kaido discovers the AR annotation. The fuck is that? That becomes the Kimijima report? Written that report is
lost.
an indictment of someone named Ko Kamijima's conspiracy involving the world. The fuck
We'll
is
find
this?
out soon. You know, I'm sur-
I don't know.
Ah.
It's in the same like vein of games as Steins Gate. If you
Visual
notice,
novel.
it's robotics
Yeah,
and
with
equal
the
notes.
semicolon and whatnot.
Yeah, I think technically they're also in the same
I'm
universe. Don't ask
surprised
me
you
how
didn't
this
fucking
works.
do, like...
If it's as good as Steins Gate,
Sound
I'm
like you
down
kept
for
it with
that.
SSS Gridman.
I don't know if it's as good as Steins Gate. I just know I think technically it occurs in the same universe. Which is
Oh,
to
wait,
say,
that is
fuck,
not-
I don't know. Steins Gate has like 50 universes.
Well,
We did it.
Yay!
That's everything required of us in this
yeah,
podcast.
that's
And in only 3.5 hours.
we've been in this call for 4 hours, though.
No, according to me, it's an hour and 43
Yeah,
minutes.
Nick, you're wrong.
I subtracted 30 minutes from the initial call
I'm
time.
glad for you,
Alright,
but
so-
that's not how it works. You see, I've been recording the timer this whole time
mean-
as well. I mean, you'll probably crop it out, but if you don't, it's there for the world to see how much of a liar you are.
Wait, what do you mean you've been recording
Well,
the
the
timer?
the timer's in the top left this whole time.
Oh, that, I
Yeah,
crop that
don't
out,
do that.
usually.
I want the world to see your lies.
I mean,
The ultra
you can also
council,
just look on OBS and see how long you've been recording for.
the ultra council dimensions.
Yeah,
view time
Anyway,
is fine.
that's everything.
Though potentially I would cut down there, so it would be a little off.
It's everything required. I don't think there's much else to talk about.
I got nothing.
How about
Alright, Mr. Nothing.
Thanksgiving? What?
Well, Thanksgiving was last month.
Yeah,
for me.
you can fucking.
Well, aren't you a
That's because you're an
fuckwad,
unthankful
Mega?
Canadian.
Yeah, man. Apparently that's how it works in Canada.
Canada
Yeah.
rules.
Fucking getting the jump on us Americans.
Oh, at least we
Yeah,
have
but
Christmas
Thanksgiving-
on the same day.
Christmas.
Americans
That's a thing.
invented thanks. You fucking took it like, oh, we put it here first, so we did it. Fucking commie.
Where the fuck
What
are you
happened?
going?
I
just
fucking
keep your cheeks dropped
instant
down.
transmission.
A month early in Canada,
Instant
Mega.
transmission behind you.
oh no! I did not see this coming.
So,
Please don't comment me.
hummy.
Kaboom.
Oh, we've only been in the podcast for 30 seconds now. Fucking, how did that happen? Well, anyway.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We're just gonna roll right into weeks. Hey Dominic, how's
you
your
know,
week?
fucking, I've had something weird happen recently. Like, for some
That's how it
reason,
works.
like, when I have several layers of sleep. When, like, I'm starting to wake up, I have this, like, weird, like, I know I'm starting to become awake, but I'm still kind of dreaming state. Wherein I usually just get into arguments with myself about stuff. And it usually comes out to be very asinine things, but recently I had one where I was like, arguing with myself about the redundancy of the letter Q in the English alphabet. And I woke up thinking, when I actually finally woke up, I'm like, what the fuck was that? I just spent half an hour arguing with myself about how fucking Q is unnecessary. And then I Googled it, and it turns out I was right, but still, I'm a fucking sad person.
There.
That's basically it. That was my week. Been sitting on that.
Good week.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for coming to the podcast.
I mean, really, the podcast ends whenever Iggy
Oh, yeah,
wants, since
that
he
is
has
true.
the power
Hey,
now.
you know what? Fucking,
does
I've
have
been
the
winning No Nut November. How about you, Nick?
Have not at all. Currently at negative 27.
Nick got the wrong memo where he saw nonstop nut. Is what he did. It's been blood for about 3 days. Now, he's worried.
Non-negotiable nut.
I mean, I usually do once a day. However, since roommate left on Monday for
Why do you need to? Fuck! Shut up.
Okay.
he left on Monday to go back to his for Thanksgiving, so had plenty of time to multiple.
Well,
While watching
Well,
your
if you
hentai
don't-
and
you
talking
say
to your
you-
imaginary friend.
I mean, it's not
fucking,
explicitly hentai.
what about next month? When's Destroy Dick December?
Yo, Nick, in your imagination, is it not you? Does it Sky?
Oh,
Or does Sky disappear for this?
I don't objectify her. My mind.
Yeah, you tell Sky not to look, or she'll cry.
What was with the clap?
Don't want to defile her virgin eyes,
the clap was a clap. Anyway, thanks for watching the podcast. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something.
Oh, is that it?
Let me quickly.
Oh, dude.
No.
No.
No, is
Here's
that
the thing,
it?
as terms of the podcast with the winners of AHW,
Well, I mean, he had to get it in so we can edit it into the end of the
I've
podcast.
won
Is what he's.
21 I've won
planning.
21 times. Chris has won 15 times. Nick has won 8 times.
120.
Ian has won once, and he's now on a 2 losing streak. TOG is 0. Paul has won twice, both times he was on. Mega has won 5 times, and Blood Raven Guard BRG has won once.
The fuck are you talking about?
That's
Five
what I've written
times?
down.
What? You never up. We talked about this before too, where you
When's
didn't
it
update
now?
it then. Fucking, let me bring up the doc. I mean, you have it too. Just type in winner.
Mega's won
Mega.
5 times. And that is now the end of the podcast. Thank you very much. Nick is wrong.
Thank you all for watching. So, just bye.
Um,